on your nose, but it's clear how my baby's running this a block, cause you fear what you do to you if you get dirty hands and veneer. What you do, what she is, little boy, I tell you this. If baby wants sit, she can sit. If baby says lit, it's lit. Got your bank account and that cute. If she said it loud, it's the truth. If baby wanna ride, she can ride. If baby needs some time, she got time. Got your bank account and that cute. She can make it count, how about you? She would put you in the bag, wouldn't even need a planet. If she wanted, she a magnet. They should let her name a planet. Everything she drop like Corona, viral, make the world start over like a owner. She ain't about to set, but they really wanna throne her. Listen, she like bass, she like Hover. Self-employed, moving paper better than some Billy Boy. Made a choice on the regular, she bring a milli home. Click my phone, get my ass up, get a dinner going. Watch she out there, making sure that you all know. Baby wants sit, she can sit. Baby says lit, it's lit. Got your black account and that cute. Said loud, it's the truth. If baby wanna ride, she can ride. Baby needs some time, she got time. Got your bank account and that cute. She can make it count, how about you? She be always making money, if it's raining, if it's sunny. She make time and call me honey every day. Drop a couple bands on the cook, they need pay. Then a couple more on the tip, baby saves. Daddy's just the everyday, imagine holiday. If I get the 50 cents, she get me holidays. Signing with the fly, if you meet her, know it's true. So if she ever asks you, you know that baby wants sit, she can sit. Baby says lit, it's lit. Got your black account and that cute. If she said loud, it's the truth. If baby wanna ride, she can ride. Baby needs some time, she got time. Got your bank account and that cute. She can make it count, how about you?
Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Mandrell and Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu. Shushu is finally back with us. She's been doing other things, great things, which means she's actually gotten too big for us and us mere mortals down here.
If you don't stop that,
you look down on us from Mount Olympus in pity and shame. You're like, Look at them bum ass niggas down there. Losers. Left, right, and center. That's what you see. You look at us, isn't it?
No.
Really?
No, not at all. Really.
Well, I tell you what, it is good to have you back. It really is. Yeah. Your presence has been missed. I've been having to do the show, either not do the show or do it with someone else, which ain't, the rest of them, that's just really sad stuff.
Well, it's your show. Remember, I just help out. I'm the sidekick. Remember?
No. It says Mandrell and Shushu.
Now.
Here's the thing. Now, fun fact: most people think that we should turn it around. Fun fact. No, not the pictures. No. Most people think that. It's hilarious, though. I think they do it to pick at me. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what they do. I haven't done anything to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't bother anybody. I haven't. Let's go to the sanctuary.
First and foremost, before we start the show, I want to say,
yes. Answer for
R.I.P. to R.I.P. to Stephen Boss, better known as Twitch. He, for those of you who don't know him, he was the DJ for the Ellen DeGeneres show. He was also a finalist on So You Think You Can Dance. I know him because he's from our hometown, born and raised. He graduated from Lee High School, Carlos.
My high school I went to, yeah.
Also, and he also went to and graduated from from Alabama State, the theater program, which I came from. Also, I wasn't friends with him or anything like that, but I did know him. We talked a couple of times, and it's so sad for those of you who don't know what happened, it's been reported that he chose not to see another day today. You know what I mean? And it is incredibly sad. He is so talented. And shout out to his wife and kids, send some prayers up for them. And it's so sad, it's tragic. Like, you never really know what people are going through. If you look at any of his content, like on social media, or like if you see any of his interviews, he's just always had like this very like positive, light, happy energy. And it's just insane and crazy. And I don't know, I just can't believe that happened, or that he would do something like that. You just, like I said, you never know what people are going through. That's why you got to be careful of the things that you say and how you talk to people, because you just never know what's going through their mind. So,
yeah, you never know what's going on with a person or what's going on through their mind. Can you hear me all right? Is my mic okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people say, well, there are signs of suicide. There are signs. No.
Yeah.
If a person just doesn't want to be here anymore,
mm-hmm.
there will be no signs.
Right.
Now, the thing is, they may cry for help, and this is just a may. They may cry for help. There may be in their actions, there may be cries for help or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if they make that decision to not be here anymore,
right,
you're not going to see that coming. They're just going to do it because they've been dealing with whatever it is inside of them by themselves.
Right.
And they don't feel safe coming to other people with it, because especially people close to them, because they might feel like those people might understand. They might not understand, And I'm speaking from personal experience, because I've had my brushes with thoughts and of this nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought no one would understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ultimately,
but I mean, that's a decision that you make that is completely irreversible.
Right. There's no coming back from it.
Right. There is no coming back from that. And it's like, I think the biggest tragedy about that is like, for those who don't know his background, like, he really got his big break on, especially when he did So You Think You Can Dance, and he was like a finalist on that show. And what a lot of people don't know is, like, he didn't come up being able to really have rhythm. He didn't really have a lot of rhythm. He really couldn't dance for real. But he wanted to be a dancer, and so he got in dance classes and stuff like that, and he worked at it. And he's one person you can say is proof positive that, like, when you really have a passion for something, a desire, a goal to do something and achieve it, if you really, really, really have that passion, that drive, you can make it happen. And so, I mean, he's gone from that to like choreographing, like being a choreographer on like pretty much every like major dance movie, dance show, everything. And just to see how far he come, only for it to, to come to an end like that, is just crazy. So if there's anybody out there who's going through something, listen, reach out for help. Don't do something that you can never come back from. And understand that when you do things like that, you affect more people than you realize. Because now, like, he has a wife and children who are going to, his wife is no longer going to have a husband. His children no longer have their father in their lives. You have coworkers, you have like friends, you have all these people who are affected by that. And then on top of that, you think about the people who have to find your body, like, that's traumatic. So really think about things before you make decisions, especially like that. So
yeah, and it's I may seem callous and cold when it comes to stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's just because my perspective is different. You know what I'm saying? The way I deal with it is different. But
mm-hmm.
it is unfortunate, and it is sad. I mean, I don't relish it or celebrate it, nothing. It is, people, if you are having health issues, try to find someone to help. At least talk about it.
Right.
Talking about these things they actually do help. It would at least get you through the day, if nothing else. But people don't. Here's what one of the inspirations of this show tonight is, because I see a lot of people in these spaces doing a lot of talking. No one's teaching. Mm-hmm. No one's teaching. Right. Yeah. So when it comes to stuff like this issue that you brought up is that the only way to get through whatever's going going on with you that seems so hard is day by day.
Yeah.
That's how you deal with it. You can't deal with it. Well, next week, for this week, for this whole week, I'm gonna do this. No, don't plan shit.
Yeah.
Live through the day.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up the next morning, find another way to cope with it.
Right. Yeah.
The only way to deal with it is day by day, and before you know it, you're out of it. You know what I'm saying? You just snap of fingers, you're out, and you now along your journey, you find a way to cope with it and live with it, whatever it may be. But
and I mean, I'm sorry to start the show with like such a sad introduction, but I just had to say something like that. It's just that's crazy, and I mean that's gonna be talking time back at home.
It already is.
Yeah,
because when you called and told me about it, I was like, yeah, and Ganda knows him.
Yeah,
she knows him. She knows him pretty well. You know what I'm saying?
She knows him real well. Yeah,
she knows him. Yeah, that's our
cousin.
That's our cousin. yeah, our cousin. Our cousin knows the guy really well. So
yeah, he was in her class.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy.
Yeah, and self-deletion is it's messed up. You know what I'm saying? But look at it this way. At least his problems are over.
Yeah, so, all I can say is I hope his soul is at peace now. So whatever was going on, I hope he at peace now. So, it's crazy. Focus on your blessings too, because I mean, from the outside, this man was incredibly blessed, crazy blessed. I mean, that's what it looked like. You know what I mean? Anybody could see all the blessings that he had. But, it's one thing when other people can see things that you can't. It's so easy to focus on negative things. It's so easy to focus on that. It's so easy to focus, but most of the negative things we focus on are arbitrary. Like in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, they don't really matter. But we focus so hard on them, like just it's the central core focus of our lives, and it shouldn't be. I'm not always happy. I have my days, but one thing I can say, being here in New York, anytime I get down about something, I get upset about something, I'm like, well, I see a homeless person, I'm like, well, at least you're not like that.
Yeah, you got constant reminders.
You always be like that.
Yeah, you got constant reminders that your problems ain't that bad.
Exactly. Or I feel like something happens and I'm like, oh my God, like this is so unfair. Like this is not fair. And then I get on the train and I see somebody having a full-blown conversation with their self. Like with their self. I'm like, well, I may not feel like my situation ain't fair, but that ain't fair. So you know what? I'm gonna take my L and it's gonna be what it is.
Yeah, see, the thing is, that's the way you got to. That's your perspective you have to have. Right. You're gonna take L's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Learning how to manage things like that, manage emotions is essential. Like I said, which has prompted me to do part 1 of tonight's of the topic, which is the tenets of manhood. Yeah. Yeah. I see a lot of guys on these panels, particularly red pill spaces, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's a lot of the blind leading the blind, and they're all wrong. But where are my manners? First, let's go to the sanctuary.
Right.
Queen Smiley rules.
Oh, hey, Queen Smiley. How
Hello,
you doing?
Queen Smiley. How are you? The beautiful Queen Smiley rules. Hello, Queen Smiley. How are you? Thank you for coming. Eugene Steele, I'm putting you to work again tonight. Okay, you're on the clock.
Lord. He said Kayla just talked about Twitch a few minutes ago. Yeah. I know she's a dancer. And anybody really in the dance world in entertainment would know him because he's just that big.
Yes, moving along. Yeah, so, yes, we know.
I'm sorry, but here.
Okay.
But thank you, Dr. Steele, for coming through.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Steele, for coming through. And Dr. Steele, you are on the clock again. This is one much like the last one I did, which is called The Answer, where I told men how to get submission from a woman. Dr. Steele, you're to hold me accountable tonight. As my older brother, you're to hold me to task and let me know if I'm right or I'm wrong. Okay. Luke Casey as well. Hey, Luke Casey, that's my big sister right there.
Hey, Luke Casey, how
I
you
love
doing?
Luke Casey. Yeah, I love Luke Casey. That's like my big sister right there. It is.
She said hello to the best siblings on YouTube. Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Scam Likely, Dusto.
Scam Dust.
Yeah, Andre Terry. You know what? Shut up, Andre.
Andre Terry. Welcome to the Dust.
What's up, Andre? What's going on, man? Thanks for coming.
What's going on, Andre? How you doing?
Beautifully animated is here. Yes, she is.
What's going on? Okay, beautifully animated. Yes, come through with the beat face.
DL Saint.
Oh, come on. Oh, yes. Come on, DL. How you doing?
Yeah, he's the fresh. Yeah.
No, but you know what? We're gonna lighten the mood up now. You know what I'm saying? We just you know.
AKA Debbie Downer. Listen, I had a really good show. Damn good show tonight. Bolo, you too.
Bolo, how you
don't
doing?
Get away. Bolo, you're on the clock tonight. You're on the clock. I don't care what else you got going on tonight. You stay here and you hold me to task and make sure what I'm saying is true. Truth?
Truth? All right, what's going on?
Yeah, Bolo, come up on the panel and let me know if I'm right or wrong tonight, okay?
Right.
Von Bryant, you too with your somber voice, but I guarantee you Von Bryant ain't paying us no attention. He comes in, leaves a message in the chat, and he goes and watches another panel. Guaranteed. Stephen Day, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming.
How you doing?
Yeah, that's right, Vaughn. I'm calling you out. I'm holding you accountable. All right, Jenny Morena. How you doing, Jenny? Thank you for being here as well.
Hola, Jenny. I'm working on my Spanish now. Okay, I'm getting back on it.
You and me both, little sis. WG, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming.
Thank you for coming. WG,
yeah.
How you doing?
Any of you men or women out there who may be watching in the chat, if I'm wrong about anything I say tonight, I challenge you to come up here and explain to me how I'm wrong so you can get your teeth kicked in.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, y'all.
And that is a real challenge. If I'm wrong, and I granted, this is just a small list because this is going to be a series that I'm going to do, Shamari, because it's way too much to fit into one show. An hour and a half? No way. You know, this goes on. This is something that you have to teach to a kid over the period of 18 years. No way you fit that into an hour and a half show. You know what I'm saying? So this is just like 7 or 8 of them that I've took down and fleshed out. Again, condolences for your lost baby girl. And here's a friend of yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And even look.
I can't.
She ain't working no shit. Yeah, now this is true. Luke Casey actually does Spanish lessons on her channel.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, she does.
Dope.
You know what the crazy part is? I watch her channel all the time. Like when she does live streams and that, I watch Luke Casey all the time to support her. You know, yeah.
I gotta get better. I gotta get a lot better.
Yeah, go to her channel. She does a fantastic job. All right. Tenets of Manhood. Men, this is the first 7 of them. All right, ladies, you're invited to this panel too. Sexual orientation doesn't matter. You want to come up here and say I'm wrong about something, or say I'm right and explain and voice your opinion about whatever it is that I speak about tonight. Right or wrong, indifferent, whatever the case may be. Come on up on the panel and tell us. And also, by the way, the Cash App and the PayPal is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We love it if you support us, like sending us a Cash App or a PayPal, which is now scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And it will be doing so for the duration.
Right.
Oh, okay. First one, and this is in no particular order. Men, understand that no one is coming to save you. That's the first, in my opinion, that's the first thing you have to get a kid to understand. No one's coming to save you.
Yeah.
You're responsible for your own life. If you have dreams and goals, you're the one that has to achieve them. There will be days when you feel like giving up. It happens to everybody. When that day comes, you have to remember that no one will do it for you.
That's true.
Never become overwhelmed and get defeated. This will lead to regrets later in life.
Right, yeah.
You are your own hero. So save yourself.
Right.
That's the most important part, the last one. You are your own hero. So save yourself. Now that's number one. What do you think?
I think you're right. I think you're right. It's crazy because I can remember
occasionally.
I can remember like growing up, like when the little boys, like when they would trip or fall or something like that, like everybody be like, now get up, like, oh, now get up before you even crack up. No, now get up. Ain't no wrong.
When he's doing the
yeah, right. No,
get up. Get up.
right.
And then they reach their hands out, so you to pick them up off the ground. No, I ain't helping you up. Get up.
Right. Well, I don't know. Mama made me a little tough though. You know what I'm saying?
Of course she did.
It depends on the day. You know what I'm saying?
It did.
Like, all right, now wipe them tears. You all right? You know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm getting no sympathy.
Yeah, no. Mama was like that.
Well, wipe them tears. You all right now. Yeah, I'll snuff with that crying. Damn.
Like I was talking to Tommy B about it, and I kind of described a little bit about it with Tommy B, and Tommy B was like, "Oh, well, no wonder you like you the way you are, Mandrell.
Right?
You got the hard stuff from both your mom and your daddy." So it's like, yeah, Mama refused to raise a punk, male or female.
That's right.
You were not gonna be soft, walking around here getting your ass whooped. Talking about coming in the house, talking about you getting bullied.
Right.
Not happening.
Jenny said I do that to my daughter as well.
And go back to Eugene Steele's comment. Eugene Steele says, if men want to be leaders, we have to have that mentality. We have to be the heroes that we dream of. Absolutely. Yes. Now, tenet number 2, always say less than necessary. Always say less than necessary. In most areas of life, the less you say, the more profound and mysterious you appear.
That's true. That's very true.
Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less.
Yeah, they're right. They do.
We both impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, the more likely it is that you will end up saying something foolish.
Yeah.
The words you say are like bullets from a gun. Once you let it out, you can't put it back in. You can't put it back in.
Right.
Okay? So choose your words wisely and keep them under control.
Right.
That's tenet number 2. All right. What do you think of that?
I think that's very true.
Now, these are things that should be drilled in a little boy's head. I think you should drill these tenets in their head over and over and over again. Go on.
I think you're right. Also, first of all, shout out to DL Saint. He says we need some fly music, make it happen. Laugh out loud. Great topic. Thank you, DL, for the $10 super chat.
Thank you for the $10 super chat. DL Saint, while you're in a given mood, don't forget that the Cash App and the PayPal is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Thank you for your support to the platform. And remember, the Cash App and the PayPal is scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
We still appreciate you supporting
the platform. Still appreciate you supporting the platform. Thank you very much for the donation. You know what? Let's hook him up with that Eugene Steele since he's already in the building.
Right?
I like that one.
It is
You
nice.
wanna come with me? Jam, baby. I ain't going nowhere. I'm chilling right here. Me and her every day on the track, chilling with the pocket queen. No, you weren't expecting this, so not like this. Nah. To the hook now. Ain't that like when I sing freestyle? To the hook now. Ain't that like when I do it 3 times? You really do the best. You really do the best. The mic and the melody comes on, the rhythm to hold on. We can't let it go, no. Ain't that like when I do it 3 times?
Shout out to Eugene Steele on the 1s and 2s. What? That's my favorite, actually. Quietly as I've kept it. That's my favorite one that he's. Then my second one is when we get another super chat. I'll show you the second one too.
Okay. That's Bobby Brown's daughter.
Bobby Brown's daughter, yeah.
Yeah. That was really nice. It's really nice.
All right.
She says we see it every Wednesday here on Black Man Unfiltered. That's not true. That's not true.
Here's the thing. Fun science fact, people. Yes, it is a science. Guess who else has a beautiful singing voice?
Oh.
This one.
Who won that? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm alright.
No.
I'm alright.
No. If you go to her channel, hashtag Actors Life, all the vocals done on that.
Oh,
Believe it or not, all the vocals. In fact, all the editing, all the shooting of the footage, all her.
Yeah.
Like it really that really was a one-person operation, and you never tell. You think a team did it, but yeah, even the vocals, she did them.
You ain't got no mind. You get real creative. Figure out some stuff, how to get stuff done.
Yeah, it's a very quiet secret that she keeps, but I'm blowing it out now. This thing can sing.
Oh Lord.
She can sing. All right, number 3. Pay close attention while listening. The longer you listen, the more others talk. The more they talk, you can understand their real intentions.
That's so true. Because the more people talk, the more they telling themselves.
Exactly. The more they talk, the more they telling themselves.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, and all you gotta do is just sit back and listen.
Yep, and pay attention to body language as well. The body language, and I'm gonna do a whole show on body language because people have a whole nother conversation by the way they fidget, what their way their eyes move, the way they breathe. Everything about their posture and body language tells a tale.
That's true, it does.
That's why I say pay attention while you're listening to what they're saying. Pay attention to everything, the inflections in their voice, the pitch,
right?
All that. But like you were saying, what were you saying? Like you were saying, they tell themselves when they talk.
Yeah, like they're like the longer they talk, like the more they start to tell themselves. You be like, wait a minute, like hold on, okay. But first you said, and now you saying, you know what I mean? So I said, well, how much?
DL say, pay attention to your phone. I'm about to shoot you the link, but don't come up until we drop the link because I want to get through all these first. Because me and DL, this is gonna be a conversation. He'll agree with all of it, but yeah, DL's a man when it comes to this subject.
All right, I have to do something at another time for y'all, like as far as like vocals. So.
Oh yeah, you're gonna do something else at another time.
Thanks a lot, Mandrell.
Hey, listen. The world needs to see it. What do you think about you up here anyway?
Right.
You're super talented. It would be a waste to just keep you all to myself.
Oh.
Yeah. Just saying. Believe in yourself. I believe in you.
Thank you.
And I don't believe in shit.
It's terrible.
But I believe in you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got the goods.
Right.
You brought Noble up here. Where's Noble? He should be here. He should be here for this. Anyway, number 4, and this might be controversial to some women because I got into a back and forth with women about this. Know how to fight.
Yeah. I think that is important because you should know some kind of self-defense or some kind of way to defend yourself. You know, like, you know, men are protectors and stuff like that. But if you out and about in the street or something like that, don't just expect that some man gonna stop what he's doing and just go out of his way to save you because you just don't know.
TJ Randolph did a show where this woman was in a subway station in New York and this guy turns out he had mental health issues. He walked up to just runs up to her for no apparent reason, beats this woman. And another guy walks up, a white guy walks up, sees what's going on, and just turns around and runs away.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the one where the guy, of course, he had mental illness. He just grabbed a handful of the woman's hair and just like pulled it down. Like, because he sat down.
He did that too. He had a tank top on.
Yeah. And nobody said anything. Like, people were just sitting there. Just, you know, somebody had their camera rolling though. You know what I mean? Like recording.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Now, Charles?
Here's what I have to say about that.
But I mean, so my thing was, if it were me, and especially I know how sensitive I am about my hair. You put your hands in my head. I don't give a damn how crazy you are. We fighting. Okay? We fight.
Yeah. And I taught her how to do it. And I taught her how to do it, fellas.
I don't care how crazy you think you are. We fighting. That's all I know. But I don't know. And she's poor baby was sitting there like, please help me. Who? Yeah, no. I mean, it's sad. Now, long story short, like, know how to fight.
Right. Now, knowing how to fight, it doesn't matter if you're a businessman, a doctor, a construction worker, or a comedian. Mm-hmm. If you don't know how to fight, you lack masculinity. Period. Now, masculinity has nothing to do with your sexual preference. I met plenty of queer men who will whoop your ass.
Oh, they can. Don't.
Okay, they're in the gym more than I am.
Okay,
man. Listen. Don't think it's sweet.
Don't sleep on them.
Right. Don't think it's sweet. Okay. Number 2, getting it. Now, listen, people. This is where we get responsible. Getting into a brawl or a street fight is something that everyone should avoid at all costs. It's stupid to get into a street fight. Stupid. Okay, but that doesn't mean that basic fighting skills should be avoided. Okay, one of your duties as a man is to protect you and yours. Okay, if you by ignoring this, you run the risk of sacrificing your own honor and your own self-respect, and you've given up your role as a protector. Okay, never start a fight if you can avoid it. But you might find yourself in a situation in which you have no choice but to defend yourself or someone you love. That being the case, you better know how to end the melee as quickly as possible.
Right. Yeah.
If you do it wrong, you're most likely to hurt yourself. More likely to hurt yourself than your opponent. So don't fool yourself and pretend that you can fight. Actually, learn how to fight.
Yeah.
Join a fight club, an MMA gym, an MMA school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Join a fight club, like I said, like an MMA school where you actually go in there, you actually learn how to fight.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women have given me a case of the ass of this because they don't want their boys to go in there. Oh, yeah, he hit my baby in the face too hard. It's like, no, he has to go through that.
Right.
He has to go through that. Otherwise, how else is he going to learn? Your kid might get in the ring, a boxing ring, and get knocked out, but he has to go through that.
Right. Yeah.
Men are forged. They're forged. Men are made. They ain't born. Like leaders. Leaders are forged.
Yeah.
They ain't born. No one's born a leader. You have to learn.
That's very true.
Yeah, you learn how to lead. Leadership is an accumulation of a lot of different small things. So is manhood. It's the accumulation, like the 7 or 8 things on this list go into it, but this ain't nowhere near the end of the list.
Right.
That's why I'm gonna make this in a series. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Manhood is an accumulation of a lot of small different things, and
like Casey said, it's sexy.
Oh.
Well,
Casey said that.
It is.
Casey said that. Oh, well, hey.
It shows us that men can protect us. It's also hot, know how to fight, but also know which fights to choose, and that's true too.
Exactly.
Nobody walk around here like they just a hothead, just out here starting stuff with people,
I'm impressed. I was born a victim. Oh.
Of course.
Scam like it. He was born a victim.
Oh Lord.
Now, you must learn to develop the ability to defuse conflict.
Yeah.
Regardless of how strong you are or how masterful you are in the fighting arts, you should always try diplomacy and stern persuasion to calm down an escalating situation. Yeah. That should be your first option, diplomacy. Diplomacy can get violent too, not with fists, but with words. That's when you mastered this craft. When you got someone else who's skilled at diplomacy and you yourself is skilled, you should see it. It is a masterful mental chess game.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think that's something a point that really does need to be driven home to, especially the young men of today, because like they're just a lot of them are just angry. They such hotheads.
And they're emotional. They don't know how to manage their emotions.
Right. Yeah.
That's going to be in another show too.
Ladies, pull that Glock. Okay. I know that's right.
Miss Globe girl. Come on. Yeah. Let's see. Knowing how to
What sharpens steel?
Oh, steel or a whetstone if you got a sword, but steel does normally. Yeah. Let's see.
Quincy, how you doing?
What's up, Quincy? Knowing how to calm down tempers knowing how to calm tempers down or break up a fight is one of the cornerstones of being a leader. The ability to diffuse conflict can only truly be mastered by a person who can also be dangerous. Because being dangerous is also a part of being a man. Mm-hmm. Be dangerous, okay? This is why knowing how to fight and the ability to diffuse conflict go hand in hand. Because you yourself have to be dangerous. You have to be a dangerous person to even be able to break up a fight or defuse conflict.
Right, yeah.
If you yourself are a dangerous person, you understand violence. You know know the potential of what could happen. You know the likelihood of what could happen if this goes any further. You understand what's going on, but only a dangerous person can comprehend that. People like, get out there and fight. Get out there and fight. That's a person who's not dangerous. They don't understand violence. They're reckless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't understand what's going on here. It's like a street fight. That's stupid. It's stupid to get into a street fight.
Yeah.
No matter how masterful you are at fighting, it's never a good idea to get into a street fight. Okay. For example, you should always also learn how to fight because, like, say you're out with your dude, right? And someone grabs your ass. Mm-hmm. When do you look at your how do you think of your dude if he says, "Hey, let's not worry about it. Let's just leave"?
First of all, I mean, whoever grabbed my butt gonna get told off first.
Yeah, but see, then you could get him in trouble.
I can get who in trouble?
Your man.
Oh, listen. First of all, that's mad disrespectful, like crazy disrespectful. You grab a woman's behind while she is with a man, like, you know what I'm saying, her man in particular, like, yeah, you do need to be slapped or tapped or something. Like, that's
thank you. You can't see, a man cannot allow that kind of situation to go without consequences.
Right.
You can't. If you do, you sacrifice your honor, your self-respect, your confidence in yourself. The way your woman looks at you is going to change. All right, next one, number 6, because we're almost done here. I think we got this one and one more. Have a strong presence. You ever been in a room and then this one guy, like, you work around billionaires, you see them all the time. These guys walk in a room and you can just tell, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the air of the room changes. Would you believe me if I told you that this is not something that you're born with? This is actually a skill that you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I've learned it. And guess who taught me?
Who, Uncle Leon?
Uncle Sam. On your tax dollar money. Yeah, Uncle Sam taught me how to do this. Yeah. This is also something that's an accumulation of many small things and habits. Mm-hmm. Some things have to be habit for you to accumulate, for you to gain the skill. Right. You need to be a strong man with a firm handshake. Strong man meaning you take care of your body, get in shape. You know what I'm saying? Or look powerful. Have a powerful presence. Big broad shoulders, burly hands, or it ain't just dudes with six packs. Big burly man too. But you need to be a strong man with a firm handshake. Look people's in the eye when you talk to them.
Yeah.
Walk with your chest out and your head held high.
Yeah.
It
exudes confidence.
It exudes confidence, and, yes.
Even with the handshakes, like I taught that, like, and a couple men actually told me that because, like when I was younger, I was like late teens or whatever, and I started this. I was at a job interview, and I shook the manager's hand. He was like, "What kind of handshake is that?" He was like, "That's weak." He was like, "Grab my hand." He was like, "You give me a nice firm grip." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, when you give a weak handshake like that, like it gives off like the energy that you're weak. He was like, when you give a firm handshake, it gives off the essence that you're confident.
It does.
He was like, I teach my daughters that, like, when you give a handshake, he was like, make sure you give a firm grip. It says that you're confident. So what do you say? Learn how to blend in dark and put a chokehold on your target. Yeah.
Well, hold on. Now, listen, Black David, that is not fair for you to say. You were born with Mother Nature. No, wait. He was already born. No, he was already born with Mother Nature's natural night camo.
You better stop it.
He was already born with Mother Nature's natural night camo. He was. So it's easy for him to sneak up on people at night. And she'll
You
put
know
him in a
what?
chokehold.
Surprise, motherfucker.
It's just awful. It's awful.
Hey, it ain't my fault. You know he gonna cam up.
Lord.
You know he gonna cam up for it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, but all right. I could say more about strong presence, but I think I'm gonna make that a whole video. That's a whole video in and of itself. Okay.
Right.
I just named 4 small things. Okay, just to give people an idea of what to do. Your posture. You know what I'm saying? Like your posture and everything. And I learned this from other men, like Dr. Abernathy taught me a little of it. And here I am. I ain't talked to Dr. Abernathy in over 15 years. And I still remember that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Plus the lessons he taught us on STDs, but that's another subject. But you know, he had videos and slides and shit like that going. And I was like,
not have it.
I'm wearing condoms forever. I was 15, but it taught me a valuable lesson. You know,
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. But then you actually use condoms, you find out they're the devil. They're awful. You're like, ugh. But then I remember those slides and those videos. I was like, oh, well, it's better than that.
Okay.
Luke Hazley, what did she say?
She says, yes, who wants a soft man? Testosterone makes a man's body good. It goes back to the safety factor for us women. We women are supposed to be soft.
See, my girl Luke Hazley. Told you that's my big sister. That's my big sister right there. Yeah, that's Luke Hazley. Listen, go to Luke Hazley's channel, like and subscribe. And also go to DL Saint's channel. Like and subscribe. Now, here's the thing.
DL
Number 7.
Like airborne. Can I get a go?
Go. Because we're on the last. Yeah, because we're on the last one. Yeah, that's what they say in the plane when the green light comes on and the jump master says, "Go, go, go, go." Yeah, it's an army thing. Number 7. Never try to fake these things. And I mean number 6, the strong presence part. Never try to fake any of it, really. Never try to fake these things. Everyone can recognize a faker. The guy who squeezes your hand as hard as he can, or he stares people in the eyes to try to intimidate them. You know what I'm saying? The best way to learn these skills is to surround yourself with real men.
Yeah.
Look at what this goes back to keeping your mouth shut. Say only what's necessary. Look at what they do.
Right.
Learn from them. This could be a father, a mentor, or men you know from a fight club. It goes back to why you should learn how to fight. You can learn. Have you noticed that fighters are the most respectful and most casual people you ever meet?
They don't typically go around just like picking fights with people.
Yeah, fighters are not bullies at all. They're the most respectful people. They're the most
and when people come at them, they tend to be like, "All right, listen, I ain't come here for a fight."
The first thing they do is de-escalate. The first thing they do. All right, moderator's gonna drop the link.
Right.
Yeah, what you got for us though?
And shout out to
Luke Hazley with the super
sticker for $5. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You know, Luke Hazley, I normally don't do this for donations for $5, but just for you, and it's because it's Luke Hazley. We got to give her the Bobby Brown's daughter.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
that was nice. Yeah,
something beautiful.
Somewhere in the middle, I think I lied a little. I said if we took it there, I wasn't gonna change, but that went out the window. Yeah, put my mind at ease, trickled up my spine. Oh, you look so pretty, please. Every single night, I need your hands on me. When your kisses climb, oh, you give me sweet relief. Make me feel so pretty. Would you help me out, please?
Hey, come on.
Yeah, there you go. See what I'm saying? Now,
that's what's up.
Here's the thing. That's what's up. Now, DL Saint, you've heard the list because, like I said, a fight club, and women are afraid to send their kids to fight club. They're afraid to get them kids in friggin' football because, oh, you hit my baby. No, stop. He has to go through that. And I remember being as a kid hating getting hit. So you know what it made me do? Figure out how to juke. You know what I'm saying? How to do spin moves, stiff arms. I figured ways around that stuff.
Right.
Now, like I said, this is only 7 things.
I got me questioning my manhood down here.
Who say that?
Queen Smiley. She said my daddy taught me many of these things. Y'all got me question my manhood and the lack thereof.
Look here, Queen Smiley. I don't know what that's about. We may need you to come up and flesh that out for us, but I mean, we'll give you benefit of the doubt since you're so well loved in this on this channel. Okay, so yeah, like I said, fellas, start with DL Saint.
Right off rip, you know, to Lucchese. Oye, Lucchese. ¿Qué tal? That's all the Spanish I speak, so I need to come to your channel and learn some more. All right? Yeah, you know what I mean? Shushu talking about she learned Spanish. Bullshit. She in New York. That's all they speak is Spanish in New York. All you got to do is go over there, you know, them parts of Brooklyn or wherever, Queens, wherever they speaking it. And it's
no, they don't speak in Queens. I mean, they also speak the African jungle jump music language. So
That's
I mean,
crazy.
they speak that too.
I don't even want to get into that. I don't know. Leave me out of that. But as soon as Mandrell said go, hey, as soon as you said go, Mandrell, you know I was counting right. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000,
4,000.
That's it, man. I was counting.
Thanks
for having me up, y'all. Thanks for having me up. Yo, your points were right there, man. That's one of the biggest problems with our society right now.
Podcast, bro.
It's one of the biggest problems with our society right now is these weak men. You know what I mean? God, we got so many of them.
Yeah.
And everyone's so busy pointing the finger and this and that. It's like they still weak. I don't care who made them. I don't care who's responsible. We got to fix it. Let's fix these weak punk ass little dudes. You know what I mean? It's so many guys. You know, when I talk to dudes, and y'all know I rock with the manosphere, the red pill side of the world. And these guys,
for whatever reason,
am I doing? You know, I tell you the reason. I'm there to help them out. I'm the drill sergeant that comes in there. I'm going to sort all these boys out. Because when I talk to them, the first thing I ask, they get to talk, they talking tough. And I look them in their eye and I ask them one simple question. You ever been punched in your mouth? And they be backing up. Someone be looking around, will be getting up, walking away. I'm like, some bitch ass to sit down. I'm not going to hit you. I got to talk to them like little kitty cats. Sit down, little kitty cat. Sit down, little kitty cat. I ain't going to hit you. But if you really want to be a man, you got to get punched in your fucking mouth, man. And it's like, go join the gym. Go box. Go join the dojo. You know what I mean? Karate, taekwondo, wushu, Krav Maga. Join something where you're going to get punched, elbowed, kneed, headbutted in your mouth. That's step number one, man. I cannot agree with you more, especially being an American warrior, especially being a guy grew up where I grew up. I wish I would go running home to my mama because somebody threatened me to take my money or something like that. I'm getting my ass beat in the house, and then she going to take me down there to find that dude. I'm going to fight again.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, this is definitely needed. Shushu, good to see you again. I heard you've been busy, girl. I know you out there doing your thing. I ain't mad at you.
She been doing her thing. Like I told us, she's always been the sweet one, right? I feel so bad for missing the show. I don't want to miss it, but I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I promise you, if I could make it, I would. Listen, don't explain anything to me. You're tired. I get it. You're busy. You know, you got things. You got things going on. So I tell you, hey, listen. If you can make it, make it. If you can't, I understand. You know,
right?
I totally understand.
Right. Yeah.
Like David down there fighting the village. Look at him.
Boy, hey, see, he just bring it on himself, man.
Right, one after another keeps coming after him.
I think it's time to see that shaky man do his thing. Admin, I think we need to see that video.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, like this, the strong male presence, like.
You guys are lucky I'm not in person. All I gotta do is give it a massive African bear hug. Yeah, I changed that tune.
Hey yo.
Yeah. The strong presence thing transcends different species as well. You know, the strong presence, like even in the animal kingdom, I see some animals, they're up to shenanigans or whatever, blah, 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 and then say primates, right? They're up to shenanigans, they're making a bunch of noise, throwing shit at each other or whatever. And then the alpha silverback walks in, and everybody sits down and shuts up.
Yeah,
it's the same thing like when you're little, and then your dad, you're the kids up to shenanigans, and mom screaming at you, but your daddy walk in the house, everybody sit.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody sits down. That man walks in the house. It's like, nope.
I've been defending kids again. So I want to pick them and give me a couple of seconds. I'll be right back after I beat up a couple of kids.
Yeah, there you go. They exude that strong male presence that I was talking about.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, anyone can come and cam up. I guess Dr. Steele has something to do. And left.
It's all good, but I do have a serious question for all the ladies, Sister Shushu, Sister Lucchese, Queen Smiley, every brief anime, and all the females in the chat. Tell me the truth, no cap. Is an emotional man, a man who's in touch with his emotions, his feelings, is that a sexy man? Is that a dude you want to smash? Real talk.
When they say emotional or in touch with,
yes.
They won't give me a promotion. They won't give me a promotion on my job. And my boss is an asshole. Thank you, Luke Hazley.
Typically, it's not that. Like they don't. Women don't mean like.
Thank you, Jenny Moreno.
Crying every 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Not that kind of in touch with his emotional side. Like sensitive to like her needs. Really, that's what it means. Like
Who you really want? You want Bobby Brown or you want Ralph Tresvant? Who you really want?
Well, Ralph. But
she likes soft dudes. She likes until somebody break in the house. Then you want that crazy nigga body.
You know what it is? I think women, when they say I want someone more in touch with their emotions, because I was watching a video today. It was a clip from Kendra G's show, and the lady kept saying, "Oh, I want someone who's a man who's connected to his emotional side," but she kept referencing like romantic gestures. So what she really means is she don't want a man who's like really sensitive. She just wants a man who's romantic, who's gonna buy her flowers and you know what I'm saying, like give her back rubs and stuff like that. Do romantic things.
Tupac was romantic, but he'll bust a cap to somebody's ass. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Is Ralph Tresvant gonna pull that thing out? No, he's not. I want a man with sincerity, a man like me. And he started doing the dance and all that bullshit. Do you want that, or do you want to hear that? You want that? All go. You want that motherfucker, don't you? Tell the truth now.
I think a beautiful animator just said, she says there's emotional and emotional intelligence, and there's a difference. And I think more so when women say they want a man who's in touch with his emotions, she means like a guy who is more emotionally intelligent, not necessarily emotional. Who's gonna get
right now? Look at Luke Case's comment.
Not for nothing. Like I hate it when women cry about everything, because even if it's a woman that be crying about everything, I'm like, damn girl, what is your problem? You crying again? You know what I'm saying? I'll tell a woman like, come on, honey, you can put your big girl panties on. Like, come on now, what's going on? You can't be crying.
What she said.
This is my sister, ladies and gentlemen.
Nobody likes somebody who cries about everything, like man or woman. Like that's not cool.
Right. Pull up Luke Case's last comment.
Yes, man. I was gonna say that. Look at that.
Look at it. It's beautiful. Look at that. See, these women supposedly want that, but then they resent them once they get them. Thank you, Luke Case. This is why you're essential in my chat, if not on my panel. Which one day I hope to get you on my panel one day. Yes, you got to be here. Holla. She says, I'm always crying. Well, it's all right if you cry, Luke Hazley. You're a woman. It's fine. Now, moving along. Black David, you just got big simping. Right. Black David,
big simping, spending G's.
Check them out now. Hey.
Holla. And that's week 2, fellas. When you lead with your wallet, that's not the move. Okay. Now, Black David, you were up here after DL Saint. What have you heard the list?
Mm-hmm.
All 7 of them. What say you to this list? This is just 7 out of many that I'm going to go through.
I got to thank the motherland for the hardcore teaching. Well, after you get to a certain age, then you get body slam, you get beat on, you get tougher. You start to gain strength, you start to body slam them, you start to choke slam them yourself, you start to jack
What
now,
the
lift
fuck
them up.
did I walk into?
I would body slam you.
Body slam?
I would body slam you.
I think we're talking about African childhoods.
Yeah.
Listen, hold on. Before I get started, Assalamu alaikum.
Yo.
Hey, I sent them
Black
David. I sent them a video on Instagram. This African guy got up on the stage with some shenanigans, and one of the other African guys got pissed off and he's like, I would chew your meat. I was like, pause. Maybe that's the African thing. I don't know. I've never heard that. Is that an African thing, Black David?
That's the easiest way to end a fight. That's the fight over. Everybody
fight over.
You want to go have a beer with each other.
Right. I was like, wait, what?
They sound always angry.
Those are
much testosterone.
Okay, fair enough. Too much testosterone.
When they're not speaking and they have that dead serious look at you, or you got to think of two things: either they get close to you and you're in trouble, or you keep your distance.
Yeah, saying shit like that. Show me your meat,
Houston. We have a problem.
Keep him my goddamn distance.
No, he said, I will chew your meat. He was gonna. I would chew your meat. I read one of that shit like 6 times.
That might be from the saying that we have in America where we say, "Boy, I eat your lunch." So that's probably what he was saying, trying to say.
That don't sound right. Even to me, JT.
Well, next time he needs to curse him out in African.
If you hear this
phrase, I guess, yeah, I'll say that.
Hold on,
that shit just sound right when I said it.
Right. Wait, hold on, Black David. Let Black David finish.
Okay, go ahead, Black David. Because Black David, don't you be long stroking.
Pause.
God damn, Black David will start talking at 9:31, 10:25. He talking about number 2.
I know you ain't fuck with Black Man.
Damn, I'm sick of it.
Here, so don't stop.
Can we hear if you? That's the if you right there, boy.
If you out here in the city, if you hear African but mostly Nigerian,
Black Man, I challenge you to a dance off.
If you.
Yeah. Let's not be rude. Let's let Black David have his say.
When you hear African people speaking a language and they're angry, they either tell you one or two things. Either say they're going to chop you, or they will cut you, or they'll come look for you. Because sometimes when they get really angry, they don't speak in English, speak in their native language. And it can be a few things. Sometimes you don't know what they're saying, because if you hear it, it'll come mess you up in the head. Trust me, I got beat by uncle before when they lost it. They're not speaking English no more. Or you can think about what kind of nightmare you will go through when they get you.
Gotcha. All right, we've heard from Black David. Now, Wesley.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, saying you. What is it? DL saying you were muted that whole time. If you were saying something important, brother, we missed all that.
But when you get, it's not an African thing. If Mandrell get mad, he don't speak English. Get him mad and watch what happened. I don't know what language be coming out. It's a little mixture of that.
Because I'm ready to
shit.
I'm ready to act. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
Instead of ease.
He grew up Pentecostal. He speaks in tongues.
There you go.
There you go.
Before West goes, I want to say something what Shushu said. I don't think that men are going to cry all the time. I don't think they will, because let me tell you why. I had an opportunity to go to a podcast the other night, and I said something in that podcast that was very, very electric, and it's almost at 3 million views right now. I said that a man would allow a woman to have one opportunity to be in his vulnerable state. And if she fucks him over after that one opportunity, she will never have him the same.
That's true.
And that's true. And so men are not going to continue to cry. Once that man knows that his vulnerability is threatened by you, oh, you ain't got to worry about him telling you nothing else. Ever. He could be going through hell. The doctor can tell him he got cancer in both knees and he need a back surgery. He ain't telling you shit. He's not. After you do it the first time, it's over. So you ain't got to worry about him crying.
No. He would never be vulnerable again.
Vulnerable again, ever.
You fuck it up one time,
it's over.
It's all the way over. I'm not gonna lie. Full disclosure, I am the same exact way.
Shit.
Especially if you made him do an ugly cry.
We don't want to live in that.
Because one of the guys that did a response to the video, he said that. He said his girl told him, "Why are you crying? You so ugly when you cry," and blah 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 blah. Like he said, he would never tell her anything else.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Hey, real quick, if I may, just a real quick story. I came up with a guy that
do the jingle.
Oh, you want story time? You want story time?
Yeah,
all right, Mandrell wants story time. Here we go. Story.
Everybody sit down, please. Story time. Story time.
You gotta do the jingle, DL, if it's story time.
This ain't my show, this your show. I did that for you. This your show. If you want the jingle, I give you.
You gotta have a jingle, man.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's how we get. That's how we get down on my shit, y'all. I'll be wilding over there. But here's the story. Here's the story. There's a dude I came up with. Right, I'm from Cincinnati. Right, we came up in Cincinnati. We came up. This is a dude that's certified in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude, his pedigree can't be touched. This is the guy. This is the guy. I'm talking about everything. Putting your hands on you, stabbing people, hitting them with bats, banging them things out, all that. This is a certified dude. When he was reaching the end of his time in the streets, he met up with his girl. Now he left the streets. They went on to having, children and everything else. Left the streets, left the state, everything. 35 plus years later, something happened. There was an accident involving the kids and this and that. This dude had 2 tears come rolling down his face. Just tears. He wasn't none of that shit. A couple of tears. Don't you know she to this day she won't let him forget that? She look at him like he's something soft or something like that. To this day.
Wow.
To this day. So when those guys say they're gonna be in touch with their emotions, go right ahead. Go right ahead and be in touch with your emotions. Don't get mad when you come home one day and find the pool boy, you know what I'm saying, up in there. Cause she looking at you a certain way.
Oh, DL, hit the fucking story time again. DL, hit the story time.
Everybody sit down, please. It's story time.
Oh my God.
Listen, so DL saying, let me tell you what happened, okay? DL saying there was this little, I just told Hink this a few minutes ago and JT, so put your seatbelt on. There was this man and his wife and had a little girl. Every night she would say her prayers. She got down on her knees and she said, Lord, look after my mom, look after my dad, bye-bye look after my grandmother, bye-bye granddaddy. The next day, the grandfather passed away. The next a week later, she prayed again. She said, Lord, look over my mom, look over my dad, bye-bye grandma. The next day, grandma just dropped dead.
First off, don't pray for me.
Oh, yeah. A few weeks passed, and the little girl said, Lord, look over my mom. Look over my mom. Bye-bye, daddy. And the daddy heard it through the crack of the door, and he said, oh, my God, I can't sleep. He stayed up all night. He stayed up the next day. He ran into the room with his wife. He was just nervous. His wife said, what's wrong? He said, I've had a horrible day. She said, I have too. He said, baby, what happened with your day? She said, I went to the front door and the damn mailman just dropped dead.
Oh, my fucking God.
Fire. Fire.
If you want to kind of come back to the subject matter.
Right, Wes.
So anyway.
Wes, please, yes.
I'm with you, Wes. I came up here to defend my statement.
Was his name Roosevelt by any chance?
No. Let's go, Wes. What you got?
Wow.
Look, we are all emotional creatures, men and women. We just approach it very differently. Women are more ruled by their emotions. Men are more ruled by their logic. When we come together, that's how we really enhance each other's lives because we balance each other out. Now, within that, you still have those really weird couples that aren't good for either one of them. But we do have emotions. We need to acknowledge that. I've seen men do everything they can to ignore their emotions. They try to turn it off. They think that they don't need them. No, we have them. We're driven by them. We have to understand them. Because what happens when men try to turn off their emotions, they become drastically more emotional.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, they can't control it anymore. It starts ruling every part of their lives. They don't want it to, But the fact that they were hiding it for so long and not trying to resolve things coming up, it becomes uncontrollable. That doesn't mean you cry at every opportunity. You cry at every problem. It means, yeah, you'll have a couple of tears when something bad happens to your children. That happens. But then the logic kicks in, and because we've resolved the emotional part, we can now try to move on and deal with that and not carry that forward with us. Now, if you're with if a man is with a woman that's going to hold that against them, like, hey, you just went through some hard stuff and, oh my goodness, your father passed away, you cried like a bitch. Well, all right, we're done. Just like what you were saying earlier, like when a man is vulnerable for a woman disrespects that, we need to just be done with that woman. Move on. She's not worth it.
Now, Wes, can I add something to that?
Yes, sir.
That emotional stress that those men go through, they can't get rid of the woman that instilled it in them. Half the time that comes from their mother.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's true. I dealt with friends that have that problem. I keep telling them, like,
absolutely. So I remember my mom saying, "Stop all that damn crying. You a boy, stop all that damn crying." So when your mother instilled, you can't just get rid of mom. The root of the problem comes from how you were raised.
Yeah.
And you were raised, your daddy told you, don't be all that bitch ass crying. Your mama told you, boy, stop all that crying. You a man. You're a young man. So you heard it more pleasantly from mama, but you heard it more direct from daddy. So when you grow up with that, like me, I went to my grandfather's funeral. It hurt me so bad to be sitting there looking at his dead body. We weren't prepared for it. He just died. And I'm sitting there and I'm about to break, but I can't. Right? Because I hear the voice in my head. So I'm just sitting on the front pew. My brother and we're sitting like zombies. And I know he wants to cry too, but we can't. It's not in us to do it. We can't do it. Like right now, somebody close to me died. I can't cry. I don't have that emotion.
Yeah, it's like me at my dad's funeral. My sister would tell you this. I was sitting next to her and my mom. I didn't even feel the urge to cry. Like, you know, people have that urge to cry, but then they hold it back. The urge wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? My mother was bawling her eyes out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Never saw my mother that vulnerable.
Right. Yeah.
Never saw that ever in life.
Yeah.
That bothered me more so than the events that was going than the funeral itself. I was like that kept me kind of thrown. I was like,
but she had permission to. She knew that you guys would look at her in a different way.
Right. Yeah.
Right. She knew that. But you, Mandrell, the reason that you were so stoic in that situation is because you knew there's no way. I've been raised. It's like we were military trained. We were raised not to drop any tears. And let me tell you what I did. I even tried to early. My wife had to tell me, "Hey, whoa, wait," because I started doing it to my boys. I know you. Are you? You say what? You crying? Oh no, we don't do that here, right? You know. And my girls were allowed. And my wife said, "Hey, we gotta have a conversation." You know, I was like, and she said, "Hey, listen, those boys need to be able." Right, to be free to be emotional, and when the opportunity presents itself for them to be emotional, you can't take that from them.
Because you can't be in the thick of battle and then start bawling your eyes out like that.
Exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
All right, let's go on to is what's his name? DJ JT? Is he still here? Or is he AFK?
No, he
okay. He's gone. What's his name? Then
Queen.
Queen Smiley.
Queen Smiley.
So please let him keep ignoring me.
I'm not ignoring you.
Yeah.
You look nice today, Queen Smiley.
Just messy.
You look nice today.
Get some. Now, my daddy. Queen Smiley rules, ladies and gentlemen. She says, "My daddy taught me many of these things. Y'all got me questioning my manhood and the lack thereof." Please, could you flesh that out for us, Queen Smiley? Because we meatheads, we're rather confused by this.
First off, I would like to say good evening to everyone in the chat. Mandrell and Shushu, thank you for having this conversation. Wonderful conversation, the tenet of manhood. Shout out to the chat. Greetings, everybody, those that I missed. What's good? What's popping? So the tenets were spot on. And I'm a girl dad. Not a girl dad. What am I? A daddy's girl. That's what it is. So I'm a daddy's girl. I grew up super close to my dad. And so my dad taught me these things just from being around him and sharing. And then my dad also I wanted to join the military. So of course, in me doing that, that's something that he did also. And I was the only child of his that actually joined the military. And so that made our bond even stronger. So telling me all the time, and even to this day, chin up, chest out, making me shake hands firm, looking people in the eye when we're talking, because that shows respect, and the fact that you're listening and things like that. So a lot of these things, and of course, how to fight. I'm a baby of 6. So we ain't had no choice. We would have brawls in the floor, just in between we grew up like that. You go to the playground, even my mama. It was some twins. Me and my sister, we're a year apart. It was some twins in Cali at the park, and we would go, and one of them would catch us. They'd catch each one of us by ourselves and beat the stank out of us, and we'll go home crying. Oh my God, Mom. You got one more time to come on crying about these damn twins. Yep. Okay? One more time.
If they whoop your ass, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Say less.
That's what my mom
we
used to
mobbed
tell
to
us.
the park.
Exactly.
And we ain't had no more problems.
Mhm.
Okay? So a lot of these things we had. Not saying that we didn't have a choice, but we just had a great father. He probably wasn't a great husband all the time, but he was a great father. And so he instilled a lot of these things in us. So I ain't truly necessarily questioning my manhood, but I'm like, dang, Dad, you raising a little boy, huh? My mama thought I was a boy, to the point where she didn't even have a name for me because she had a boy named Reddy. Because back then, of course, they didn't check the gender, so I pop out, ta-da, little girl. She like, oh, hell. Name her. Right. So that's what Daddy did. So at the end of the day, these tenets of manhood that you're talking about, we as women, when we have great fathers in our lives that show us these qualities and what to look for a man, it's super hard for us as individuals to find a man. And so a lot of us take on so many other hats and roles to the point where some women take it out of context and do this whole, oh, I'm so independent, I don't need a man. But it ain't that. It could be potentially like myself. My daddy showed me what a man looked like. So it's so hard, like you say, people faking the funk. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. That's what my daddy taught me. You can't bullshit a bullshitter. So all that facade, it only lasts for so long. So you really have to bring your game when you come to me, because guess what? All those things you think you plan to do as a man, guess what? In so many words, I've been there, done that, so I can stand you in your face on both my feet, say whatever with my chest respectfully, and salute to you and all of that and move on. So if you got to come with you got to outman me in so many words. Not that I'm a manly person, but I can be seen as masculine sometimes. Yeah, I was in the military. Yes, I was. And so I got out. I was a staff sergeant. So
Queen,
I was a leader in many roles.
So Queen, when you tell these men to go away to shuffle down, what do they normally say? They probably say this.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man. Now what the fuck are we supposed to do?
They can't handle it.
From aliens. It was from aliens.
Some people can handle it, but I do it so gracefully. I've mastered the skill in turning down men, but then I also don't put myself out there to meet a lot of people either. And so I realize
they just fall in your lap.
Sometimes they do just fall in your lap, and most oftentimes that's how it has to happen for me, because I don't be out there fishing, because I realized the other day, many times when I'm out in public moving around and somebody even, pay me a compliment, they'd be like, hey, how you doing? Oh my God, you're so beautiful. And I'm like, oh, thanks so much. And I just kind of turn around and they say, hey, so what are you doing? Oh no, thank you. I'm good. Thanks. Yeah, I just turn around. And then if they can't, I just move around. So I ain't got time for that, know. And I'm realizing that I done shot so many people down. I probably missed my one so many times, but at the end of the day.
That's the thing, Queen Smiley. You sitting by the water, and sometimes baby fish can just jump out on your lap. And you just
I prefer to fish that way though.
Yeah, just
little guppies just jump right out of there.
Guppies just jump out the water.
Flapping around.
Fish need step stools too. They just jump out the water, laying on your lap. You just take them home, put them in a glass jar, and take care of them.
Oh, Jesus.
Ain't God good?
Like a work now.
Okay.
Now that so, like work. But yeah, and then also I just wanted to comment. So shout out to having this conversation, and for some of us as women, that's a struggle for us. When we know what a man is, it's hard for us to find one because there's so many out here faking the funk. So y'all listen to Mandrell and Shushu in this conversation that they're having. Train yourself up, or have somebody, get a good mentor, whatever the case may be.
The back check.
And then to DL's question, do women want an emotional man? I think a lot of people have emotions and I guess being sensual kind of mixed up. Listen to what Shushu was saying. I'm like, yeah, we want men to be, in touch with their emotions, but most oftentimes we're looking for more a companion that's sensual, and so that ain't emotions. That's something totally different.
I didn't know they stack shit that high.
Oh, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button. My bad. Oops.
It can play into emotions, but that's definitely a totally different thing. So, and we have to allow our men to be vulnerable. We do have to allow for that. But at the end of the day, some women can do it, some can't. I'm with y'all, black man. I'm on y'all side there. There are a lot of women who just can't get this right for whatever reason, and they just truly can't support their mate in allowing those emotions to flow freely. And I'm like your wife. I had to, I allow my boys to be vulnerable sometimes. Hey, do your thing, get it out, and anytime somebody tell you can't, guess what? Come see me, because now they got a problem with me, So.
Even coaching football, that's a problem for me. When the boys be out there and they take a hit, they get up. I'm like, what the get the fuck, go where your mom at? Because I just feel like, growing up, we didn't do that. It's just, we took it. We felt that pain, we took it, and we kept moving.
I have to stop my coaches from doing that. So when them boys come off the field and they doing that, boy, get your tail, move. I got him. Come on, baby. Come on, stand over here. Come on, let's go walk it out.
And I'm guilty of doing that for a long period of time. My oldest boy, he's 15 now. He was playing ball and he got hit real hard in his side. Wow, big old knot in his side. And he got up limping. And the first thing he did was looked over at me. and when he saw me on the sideline, and he said, just give me some duct tape.
Wow.
And I knew he was in extreme pain. I knew he was out of it. But he just went back out there. He limped back out there and kept playing. And I knew. So then at that time, my wife was like, nah,
How did it make you feel as a father, though, knowing that your baby's hurt? Like your baby can truly be hurt.
At that point, to be honest with you, you have no feelings about it because you've never had feelings about it. Like you just, like when we were growing up, you got hit. The coaches we had, Queen. When we was in the same school, our coaches didn't allow that shit. You start crying if you want to. Coach Brown will pull your head off your body. You didn't have an opportunity to be vulnerable or open or emotional about anything. Your coaches at school was against it. Your mom was against it. Your dad was against it. You couldn't go anywhere that allowed you to be vulnerable, ever.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let's move on to JT. He hasn't had a chance to voice his opinion about this subject. The tenets of manhood. This is just part one. You know what I'm saying? And because like I said, there's so many you have to teach a kid. It takes 18 years for you to teach a kid and guide them so they can master all of them. This is just 7 of them. JT, what do you think of the list so far? You agree, disagree? Elaborate on whatever you like.
Relist them, Mandrell.
I was about to say.
Okay. Yeah. You were late, like an idiot. Okay.
Fuck you. Okay.
I'm not gonna flesh them out because you missed that. Go back and rewatch it. For number 1 was, and it's in no particular order. Okay. Understand that no one is coming to save you.
Exactly.
One thing that I said to flesh it out. One of the things I said is, you are your own hero, so save yourself. That was the first one.
Okay.
The second was always say less than necessary.
Okay.
Number 3 was pay close attention while listening.
Okay.
Number 4, knowing how to fight, and that was a big long list of that stuff with that one.
Absolutely.
The ability to defuse conflict.
Ooh.
Have a strong presence. Okay. Never try to fake any of these. Yeah. What do you think of that?
I don't think Mandrell. I don't think me and hold on, JT, real quick. I don't think that one, the only one that I have from pushback on, all of them were great. It's that men trying to have resolve conflict. Mandrell, I know for a fact if you and I and JT went out somewhere and DL possibly, and a motherfucker says something twisted or sideways to us, there's nobody in our group that's going to maintain civility.
I would.
Yeah, fuck.
I would have.
Here's the thing. Guess what? There's no way I'm going to let you sit there and let you get into a street fight or a brawl. That's incredibly dumb.
Mandrell, you love violence.
No, yes, I love violence, but I'm not letting you do it.
I would step in front and be the politician and try to break it up.
Right, exactly.
I wouldn't. Wait.
No, honestly, if y'all kept engaging, I would leave y'all there and go home.
Okay, but here's the thing: I wouldn't step in front because it's a dangerous place to be. But what I would do is I would make sure I got eyes on the guys who are acting up. I would be talking to y'all like, hey, we don't need to do this while I'm looking around for cameras and law enforcement. If I don't see any cameras and I don't see any law enforcement, we fucking them dudes up. But if I do see some cameras and I do see law enforcement, we're not catching the case over this.
Right.
You know what I mean? No. But remove the legalities of the whole thing, men should fight. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Men should fight, but to get into a street fight is stupid.
It's
but
dangerous.
The thing is, you may be in a position, this is why you should know how to fight. There's going to be times where you're probably not going to be able to leave the situation alone. That person may not let you de-escalate the situation. They may not let you get away. And then what? You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn how to don't like I said, don't be stupid and think you can fight. You ain't gonna sit there and watch a bunch of Bruce Lee movies and all of a sudden kick people through a wall. Actually learn how to fight.
But I kicked shit out of everybody when I saw that goddamn Game of Death.
Right,
I kicked everybody's ass.
I'm saying try to de-escalate first.
Yeah, try to de-escalate
first. Keep on engaging. No, man, I gotta keep it real.
Hey, Dusto,
okay,
but Dusto, like Mandrell just alluded to, if all of us are together in a group, you break it up. Say, hey man, let's go. It ain't worth it.
But the thing is,
if they follow us to the car, because we got following motherfuckers now. They follow you to your car. Now, what's that shit y'all was talking in the club? It's over.
Oh, they don't want to follow me to my car or DL Saint's car. I'm at DL.
Yeah. You don't want to follow me. Wait, you don't want to follow me. Wait, you don't want to follow me while I'm in the restaurant.
Right.
Like when you first approached me, you don't want that to happen. I mean, I'm ready.
Don't let us get to the car.
Yeah, you let me get. Wait, you gonna let me get?
No.
You gonna let me get to my car?
If I went on black and it's nighttime. If I went on black and it's nighttime, if you don't see me this night, I think I blend into the shadow.
Don't smile, motherfucker.
But look, this is the thing. I still agree with the whole conflict resolution, but conflict resolution and de-escalating is two different things. I mean, my whole thing is this: if you knock the motherfucker out, that was conflict resolution.
Not necessarily.
You shoot a motherfucker after he came. That's conflict resolution.
Exactly.
But here's the thing, real quick. Here's the thing, real quick. Like, if you dealing with a guy that's like being real emotional, whatever, you got another guy who's like, listen, man, you don't want to deal with this, you don't want to do this, you don't want to mess with me. Someone like Mandrell, someone who's trained and have all these skills, right? What's really gonna happen to that little guy who's talking shit? Mandrell's gonna put him in some sort of hole. The guy's gonna wake up in the back of the police car. Is gonna wake up, you know what I mean, somewhere else, and it's done. Right? It's the guys that worry me are the dudes who don't know how to fight. Those guys that want to run their pistols fast. People ask me, like, why are you always armed? I'm not armed because I'm afraid of people, right? I'm armed because I know all these scary cowards are out here running around armed. That's the only reason I'm armed. I've been in conflicts before when people, 2 or 3 dudes talking crazy. I'll take my pistol off and give it to my man. Because, like, I know y'all bitch made. I'm about to knock all 3 of you niggas out. You know what I mean? And once they see me give up my weapon, you want to see fear in somebody's eyes. Like, I don't need that, bro. I just got that because I think you might have one. Now I know you ain't got one. Where you going? Quit running. So I think men need to be like that. There's too many guys who are cowards today. And
but in order to have conflict resolution, this is what I was getting at. But in order to have conflict resolution, guess what you need? Conflict.
Right.
Exactly.
You need conflict.
In order to have conflict resolution, there has to be conflict.
It has to be conflict. You have to have conflict.
That's how you practice that.
The thing is, no. Bottom line is, for me, you may not believe it or not. I always pick diplomacy first. Right. That's always my first option. I always try. Like if the guys, if I bump into somebody and they spill a drink, my bad. Won't watch where I was going. That's
de-escalation, though. That's de-escalation.
The thing is, wait, I de-escalate it before it ever becomes an issue, and before that issue becomes a problem. Mm-hmm. Because I know if there's a problem, I'm going to solve that problem quickly, as quick as I can. Now, like I said, if we're out somewhere and somebody messes with Black David, I'm going to try to talk to Black David. Hey, man, hey, don't, ain't worth all that. Again, a street fight is stupid because you don't know what's going to happen.
No
matter how masterful you are at martial arts, no matter how much of a marksman you are with a weapon.
In New York City.
Hold on. No matter how good, how much of a marksman you are with a weapon, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know how many people he has with him. You don't know. So avoid a street fight as best you can.
So, man,
Queen Smiley.
Hold
on, Queen Smiley. Queen Smiley first.
Yeah, go ahead,
first.
I just had a question. So I'm listening to you guys have this conversation in regards to physical altercations, but what about conversations? Because oftentimes, since I've been in this YouTube space, when men get together and they disagree on any topic, the conversation that's chosen is violent.
That's because a lot of dudes that we mix with, you got two different types of guys. You got guys that do conflict resolution. That's what I was telling you. That's totally different than de-escalation.
Right.
Conflict resolution, you need conflict. And you have dudes that's on here that has no idea of what conflict resolution is. They like to talk a lot of shit because ain't nobody smacked the shit out their ass since they was in 3rd grade. So you got these two dudes, you got these two types of guys that are in this space. When you have a guy that sits back and he invites a man to fight or he invites a man to his penis, that's because that man is a man that has a lot of femininity in his soul, in his spirit. And he knows nothing about conflict resolution. He didn't understand that in conflict resolution, either you get your mouth bloody or you make somebody's mouth bloody. That's conflict resolution. That is not de-escalation.
So, okay.
When a person, let me tell you what men do. We understand that we have to de-escalate normally because there's a threat of violence with us.
Exactly.
You can be dead, damn get hurt, messing around with a man that you have no idea of what he is. He may have a knife, a gun, or this motherfucker is just a bomb. So men have to be able to show their presence, because when a man normally shows his presence, another man recognizes that, and he will say, well, if things get out of hand, there's a threat of violence that can happen, and we can change everybody's life around us right now.
I get that for the physical, but I'm asking why isn't some of those same practices in play when you're having a verbal conversation?
Here's the thing.
When
we speak to a woman, I myself remove myself from those conversations. I've had these conversations with Mandrell in the back that I will not argue with another female, right? Ever.
You did say that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that, and I haven't since. So I removed myself from arguing with females, and I said, listen, but when you get two men together, men know the deal. So sometimes when you're on these panels with nothing but men, you're going to bump heads with men because both men are just built that way. Men are not built to be all, well, listen, JT, I think that you would. No, sometimes a man elevates himself to be heard or elevates himself to have the conversation. So that's why when two men go at it, all the other men do this.
And
they
I
allow
totally
it to happen, and then it goes from this to this, and at the end of the show, everybody's like, "Hey, bro, hey man, real talk." Like Tyrus and Freezy, they had their situation. They were yelling, screaming, going at it. By the end of the show, hey man, you cool, bro? Good conversation. We bump heads, but we come to a resolution.
I know that happens here on Black Man Unfiltered Network, but I'm just saying in some of these spaces where you see these conversations get out of hand to where men totally get out of line with one another.
Wait, I got this one.
Answer that one.
Hear me out. But the goal of these conversations is to provoke change, right? In our community, in people that's watching these things. So how can we allow the conversations to get that escalated when we have so many intelligent black men out here?
Well, here's the thing. Hold on, one second. I'm gonna pass the mic to Dusto because he is pretty much the foremost leading expert in dusty ass conversations and platforms. It's like this. My opinion is this, Queen Smiley. Like those aren't men having that kind of conversation. They're unqualified to try to fix anything. They haven't fixed themselves. Now, myself, every man on this panel could sit here on this
binary.
Right. Every man on this panel is qualified to have that kind of conversation. You know what I'm saying? And peacefully, in the peaceful way you're talking. But you got a lot of guys who are born male, but they act so feminine. You can't tell the difference between them and a woman most of the time. And that's how they communicate. And it just doesn't mix. And it's weird to see men acting arguing like females on panels because you don't expect that to come from guys. You know what I'm saying? But Dusto can give us a better explanation. Our leading expert in dusty ass conversations and platforms, Dusto. Give us the truth, man. What is it?
The first thing here, like in the dustosphere, I've been dusting for quite some time, but on YouTube for probably about a year and a couple of months. And in my evaluation, you have actual conversation. We got people like us where we can argue, we can battle it out, but we come with our logic, with a little bit of emotion, and we just have the conversation. And sometimes you'll hear some blah, 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 then you hear blah, but we come to an agreement. Hey, what did you say? Hey, I actually learned something. So what's your point of view? So why do you think that way? Then in the back chat, a little bit of dust, and then we actually come to agreement. Okay, that's how he thinks. That's okay. Because we understand that all people aren't at 100%, no matter who you are. I might be at 65, he at 71, this is at 83, and you don't know what the missing 17, 30, or 40 is. Everybody's lacking, everybody's growing in some kind of way. That's conversation. Then you have conversation mixed with dust. There's some decent people over here, some married, some productive. Then you got Dusto Crusty, and then you got Mild Dust, and you got 3 victims. And there's 10 people on the panel, and there's only 1 microphone.
Mild Dust, 3 victims.
Dusto Crusty comes and thinks. Now, he works at AutoZone as an assistant, freaking cleans off screwdrivers for a living. And he thinks that he can come up here and act like he's making $100,000 a week. As if we don't know what money looks like and what he talks like. Or Dry Meat Dan, who can't get any vagina to save his life, comes on and there's a woman pops up. Oh God, it's really his initial reaction. That's his initial. Then DL comes and starts spitting some regular game. Yeah, shawty, what a deal. And then you see her getting her feminine. No. Then he can't take it. Well, I do got women's. Now you got a problem, victim versus a real man. That doesn't really go so well out in these spaces. And then you have a dustathon. Or you get some who are super dusty and they come across somebody like me. I come to troll. I really don't like people that much. I come to troll anyway. So why would you gaslight somebody like me? I've been waiting to troll. I do it for practice. Then you got panels that are so extreme that you just get out of there. Don't go on these stay away from these places.
But they swear they putting so much in the atmosphere to
hell yeah,
they do. 8 of them and you're the only one talking and it's just blah, 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 blah.
Now I want to say something to Dusto real quick. Into the guys. Now, remember that situation, that serious situation, all jokes aside, that situation that I had with my daughter, where the guy was when my daughter jumped in the front seat of her car, and the guy tried to break in the door of my daughter's car and pull my daughter out the fucking car, right? Just a strange guy followed my daughter to the car after work, right? So she calls me, I gets there. Imagine me and Mandrell is together, JT, we're all in the car together, we're just rolling around in our SUV, chilling, having a good time. My daughter calls, we run over. We get there, the guy's standing right there, still pulling the door handle. Are we going to conversate with the guy, or are we going to get out and fuck him up?
No, dude, got a problem.
No, you have a conversation.
We're going to find shovels afterwards.
You just don't use any words.
If I'm in the car,
the only conversation is, God damn it, what we got to
right?
Where's the open place where we can?
If I'm in the car, you guy, and I saw that, or you would see the black blur and the guy on the ground automatically.
Exactly. So my thing is, when I first pulled up, he was pulling the handle. I kind of psyched out a little bit and pulled the gun. He took our running, but you have to think, right? These bullets don't have nobody's name on them, and so if I start shooting into a crowd, I may hit somebody innocent and be locked up forever. So I throw the gun. So I throw the gun into the window of my car, and I go in the bathroom and I beat the fuck out of him for about 20 minutes.
And what we're talking about here is purely hypothetical, Mr. Prosecutor, Mr. Policeman. This shit didn't really happen. We just talking as if.
Absolutely.
As if somebody ever tried to,
That was the insinuation from the beginning.
But it went viral.
Right.
Somebody recorded it and it went viral. So it's all over the fucking, it's on YouTube somewhere. Right?
I don't give a shit. It still did. I don't care if it's viral or not. It still didn't happen. It still didn't happen.
Exactly, Wes. Thank you. So
fair use.
So that's why I was saying. So that's why I was saying certain situations would allude to that. If I pulled up and we love Shushu to death, we love Queen Smiley. If Queen Smiley stays right around the corner from me, guys, in real life. If I seen Queen Smiley at the fucking Quick Trip,
I'm coming over there.
And a dude,
quick trip, y'all ghetto as hell. Y'all got a quick trip.
Yeah. So
first off, don't do us. Quick Trip is the best.
But if Queen Smiley is at a Quick Trip and I'm over getting gas or some shit, and I see a man walk up on Queen Smiley, it's over. Or Shushu. We're going to have a huge physical altercation. It's going to be over. I can't talk to people who intend to hurt the people you care about.
Brother Black Man, can I jump in? Can I jump in right there? Can I jump in right there for 1 second? It used to be a time where a man would see a woman in distress, a complete stranger, and he would step up and take care of that situation, and society would allow it and applaud it. He wouldn't get locked up. He wouldn't get sued. He wouldn't get this, that, and the third. It used to be a time in America when that shit went down. Not anymore. Sister Queen Smiley and also Sister Miss Globe Girl, based on points, it's like, oh, you guys sound emotion, da-da-da. Yeah, there's definitely emotion. Brother West alluded to that. You know what I mean? It's no getting away from emotion. Like, we're human. However, female emotion versus male emotion, I would argue are slightly different. What's the difference? Right? When two females go after it, it's cute. They sit there, roll around, hopefully some water spill on them or something like that. Dudes make a circle to get the beer out. You know what I mean? It's like you might want a tip. Ain't nobody gonna get hurt. But if two men get at it, there's a very, very real possibility somebody's gonna die.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. So that's the difference. So for yes, we do get emotional. Absolutely. Do something to somebody I care about. You're gonna see some real emotions. You're gonna hear some shit too. You know what I mean? It's gonna get loud.
Yeah. One of my sayings is the most dangerous man to me is a man trying to be a woman. That's the most dangerous man.
Bro, let me correct you just real quick. The most dangerous man is a man who feels hopeless, who is lost, who has no attention, who is not heard. Right? Those are the dudes, those are the guys going out there grabbing their weapons and doing horrible things. The
most dangerous man.
There you go.
I would argue that they're the same man.
The second most dangerous man is a man trying to be, because an emotional man is not something that you want. That's why when women point at other men and they poke and they praw at that man, he gonna be exactly that man you looking for, and you ain't gonna like what the hell he come out with. We destroy when we are in a point of distress. We end up destroying. We don't come and just like when you ever heard somebody say, well, all I did was called your mama a bitch. You didn't have to punch me in my nose. That's what men do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what
that shit happen like that sometimes.
You don't ever put your hand in the circle with a man, period, because you don't know how dangerous he is.
Exactly.
We're very dangerous.
And JT, like you said,
it's very hard for women to understand that. If you sit back and you got this whole thing where you see these little young women, or even some of these older women talking about, and they bragging on, I smacked the shit out of him, or I punched him in his face, or I knocked him out. Trust me, if that man was being the man, like 100%, and he didn't have no grace for you, you'll be dead. There's no, it don't take a lot of effort for that to happen.
And guess what?
We're very dangerous people.
You're absolutely correct. Because think about it. At any moment, that man could snap and alter your life immediately. You can be slapping a man upside the head or whatever you feel like you want to do. But at any time, that man grab you by your head or grab you by your throat.
Yeah, you can alter your face.
Your period. Anything, you're done. And I want to say something about what you said about the men. The most dangerous man is the man that's trying to be a woman. I'm going to do a reaction video on that on Monday on Unfiltered Reactions. I'm actually telling y'all shit. But anyway, There's a video of a guy that's transitioning, but he hadn't done it yet. And he was in a club or something. And so I guess they were fucking with me, threw water in his face or something. These were his words. He went from, who the fuck y'all think I'm talking to? He went from that to, oh, y'all must fucking forgot what I used to be. Hold on a second. That motherfucker took them earrings off and took that wig off and beat them niggas like natural men. I mean, all you heard was,
hey, shoot. What did we say earlier in this broadcast? I said that specifically. I said, and gender preference, sexual preference makes no difference. There's some queer men out there that will whoop your ass.
Beat the bricks off your ass.
Whoop your ass.
Oh no! Not only will they beat your ass, but they might roll your ass over and take your ass.
Right. I'm trying to tell you.
A fight in after party.
Not all gays are effeminate.
I will say this. I remember one time happened. It back in early 2000. Working at UBS. A couple of gay guys came at me funny.
Oh.
Listen. I work with a coworker.
They are so childish.
As I was saying,
come on, just
a couple of coworkers. One of them came behind me and said something real stupid. I told them I don't go that route.
Number one.
They tried again. I don't know what happened. On the people say they saw it before. When I do black out, they say my eye go out black, and I warned them if I was you, you're less than 30 seconds before the demon come out of me.
Number 123.
SAC's thing is, some people, when it comes to certain things, certain topics, or certain issues,
I don't know.
Some people have a shorter fuse.
I have a trigger. I don't know what it is. My brother seen it. My cousin seen it one time, and this is a true story. My father hit me a few times. I let it happen. The third time, I blacked out. He was up in the air, 3 feet, hanging with one hand. So when I blacked out,
so Black David, what you don't want to do is black out around those two gay guys, because what happens next?
Woo.
Bow
chicka bow wow.
There won't be no bow chicka wow wow.
I just hate it here sometimes.
You will see body part all over the floor. They won't be my body part.
So Black David, but you know what though? I've heard that if gay guys come at you like that, there's something about you that is magnetically pulling them to you. So if
why did you have to go there, brother Black Man? Oh man, it's finna
brains down
in Africa.
New York City.
Just like a magnet, this fist will somehow get summoned to their jaw.
There's a known thing. There's certain people you stay away from who have a weird trigger.
He be so timid at himself. Look at him.
When they black out, they're not themselves no more. I'm one of those kind of people. So
Smiley's trying to figure out how to outman this conversation.
Not to lose my cool out here.
It's not gonna happen. And brother David, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I mean,
I'm gonna let him have it.
In America, dudes have been blacking out, going red rum forever. I know, like, my generation ain't the first one, but I be sitting around like this, man. Let some shit get bad. Red rum, red motherfucking rum. It's Pop go to motherfucking Weasel, y'all. Let's make it happen. Not Pop go to Weasel. Yes, Pop go to motherfucking Weasel.
Schmidt, you remember that?
I
remember that movie.
Yeah, Raging Harlem.
You said Pop.
Pop go to Weasel.
I broke down some fight in the subway.
What happened to him if you don't cooperate?
And I snapped. So I know what happened about me.
I'm not
we
sure
believe you, brother.
Terms here.
Yeah, sorry, Wes. You got to see this
Might be a little more colloquial than what I'm used to.
I do have a question for Wes, though. Seriously.
Oh shit.
So
well, shit is about to happen.
He's military too.
Because I asked earlier because most of the podcasts I've seen and the videos I've watched is mostly black dusty people rah-rahing back and forth. Do you is there y'all got some channels Wes we can watch? I would love to see just some white people raging back and forth at each other trying to have these conversations. Y'all have that going on?
They don't.
Other than arguing about Trump, I just want to know what.
Like every once in a while, I'll go looking for just live streams to see what's going on. And whenever I find a live stream of all white people, they're usually talking about like lawnmowers and fishing tackle.
Shut the hell up.
It's real. He ain't lying.
They're not concerned. They're not concerned. They're just living their lives. They don't give a shit about anything else.
From scratch. So, okay.
And brim lures.
So hold on, Queen Smiley. There is a white guy with he has a big gray beard like Hinks, and he has a bald head, and they calling him now the white Kevin Samuels. And when I tell you he be lighting them fucking white women up,
I ain't seen dude. I
cannot think of it.
Hold on, Rich Cooper.
I'm gonna look him up.
No,
he got a
hell no,
bald
it ain't.
head with a big ass gray beard.
Oh, that's Rich. He talking about Rich Cooper. No,
Yeah,
he's
he's
talking
been
about
around.
Rich Cooper. That's a red pill guy. He wears glasses. He wears glasses. Big beard.
Yeah, entrepreneurs in cars.
Entrepreneurs in cars.
You said
Unplugged
Rich
Alpha.
Cooper? Let me look
Rich
at
Cooper.
Yeah, he's been around.
Unplugged Alpha. Entrepreneurs in cars. He's
Yeah,
a big time.
curious,
His biggest, and Queen Smiley. Rich Cooper's one of his biggest quotes is, "Women don't build." Right? They wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners.
Oh yeah, that's him. That's
Yeah,
him.
yeah. I
Women
saw that.
don't build.
Women don't build. They wait at the finish line and they smash the winners.
You was talking. DL was talking about
They
that
smash
earlier
the
today.
winners. I thought you said women. I'm like,
what do you mean?
how is that adding up? The
Yeah, what do
winners.
you mean women don't
Winners.
build?
And
That's
here's
You
why
telling
I
me
asked
this
the
infrastructure
question.
wasn't built by women?
No, that makes sense.
Here's why I
They
asked the
don't
question,
like to
because
build with nobody.
we have these conversations, and most oftentimes, because we're black, most of the conversations we have geared toward black people. But I know ghetto shit happen in other races too. So I just wanted to see what the ghetto conversation looked like on y'all side. You know?
Rich Cooper be wearing their asses out.
Yeah.
I think it's more women on that side than men. You got like the Tommy Lawrence and all that. You have like the third wave feminist movement is really big on that side. So when you get into mainstream type shit, and Brother West, back me up on this or telling me if I'm wrong, but you get a lot of that coming from women. You know what I mean? Girl power, and you know what I mean? Women are taking over and all that kind of stuff.
Hold on. You motherfuckers must not be watching YouTube. These women, the wave didn't change. There are white women that are making money or protecting black men. You got pearly things. You got pearly things. You got
That's
the other girl
Charlatan.
with the red hair. What's the other white lady with the red hair?
That's a money grab, and that's brand new. You're looking at
that's not real.
Melanie. You're looking at Melanie King and all the others. You got just pearly things, but the women like Tommy Lawrence, there are more women out there is trashing men.
Yeah, she been out since what's those guys? Turks. She been out since they been out.
Yeah.
Tommy Lawrence is
She been out
garbage.
since they been out, and
So
she
yeah.
young.
Women like that, like she never got to where she was by being intelligent. That should be obvious.
Yeah, that's obvious.
The thing is,
No, go ahead.
women like that, they can only keep up for so long before they can't keep with it anymore. As she eventually exposed like her actual mentality and how she approaches things, and when she found out, like she spent many years being a very unhappy person because she was following the tenets of feminism. And when she finally let it bubble up, she blamed it all on men for her being unhappy with all of her amazing success in her life.
Right.
Yeah, well, Queen Smiley. Also understand a lot of the people on panels, on the dust panels. One, they don't listen anyway. But two, you can't get the information. Like they never seen marriages. But then when 5 married men trying to talk to them, no, that ain't right because of the red pill. Because they never seen white people. They talking about within the white community. Like, no, there is no white community. They grease each other more than the black people do. Well, the Hispanic, what do you know about Hispanics?
Right.
They just all they do is just start talking this stuff and they don't know nothing about nothing. But you can always grab this and just get louder and louder and louder, madder and madder. I mean, let's be real. Winners don't get mad. Winners aren't mad.
But you know what? But you know what the fucked up thing about that is, Dusto? Back in the day when people's heard bullshit, they just heard it and kept moving. Now, when you grab this motherfucker right now and you start talking, you have a huge fucking following of people that follow these fucking people. So these people are not too ignorant when they're making all this fucking money. When they're making 30 grand a month, 40 grand a month, just talking in a microphone and making and being a horrible influence on people, they're averaging $30,000-$40,000 a month on YouTube, making more than the average fucking person would ever fucking make. They making somebody's.
I wish I could be a horrible influence like that.
We're talking about that on DL Saints thing earlier today.
Right.
Yeah.
So people
it's a money
these
grab.
Crazy motherfuckers. That's what I'm
now,
saying.
And Brother Black Man, I put in the back chat. Maybe we can watch it later because I don't know if you showed it. I don't know if you would get demonetized because it's from Real Time with Bill Maher, but it's in the back chat for later. This guy, Scott Galloway, right? What he said about why men are in crisis. this is what I point to all the time. He basically says, you know, you got these young sexless men, right? 33%, 1 in 3 men, ladies. If you've been on my channel, you've heard this. If you've been in the Red Pill, you've heard this. 1 in 3 men between the ages of 18 and 30 have had 0 sexual contact with a woman in the past 12 months. 1 in 3. The average number of sexual partners that a man from North America, the average number of sexual partners for a North American man for his lifetime is 7. Ladies, 7. So the problem isn't what these people are saying, like, you know, these guys ain't no good, da. The problem is these 304s ain't smashing these innocent. Why don't somebody just take a goddamn grenade for something? You got these girls out here smashing all these dudes, right? They just getting ran through. Why can't they smash one of these dudes so he won't go out here with an M14? Like, I got this M14 behind me. I could do a lot of damage. You know what I mean? In the wrong hands. Why don't you just go ahead and smash one of these dudes one time? All you got to do it every other year. You ain't even got to do it every year.
But see, I'm not going to
promote. Those dudes don't even qualify for the women that they don't even want.
No, but hold on, Dusto. But I'm not going to say that because I'm proud of those guys. I really am. I'm proud of those guys not out here putting their meat in all these females. I am proud of them.
No, I was talking about the incels.
I'm proud of them too. Because right now we do have a problem with men out here, like we always say, Dusto in the back and on panels, that you got these other men out here that's just skeeting and everything. These men out here right now, I think that the tide is changing for men, because I was on a panel the other night. If y'all watched me the other night on that platform, it was a girl on there that says, they asked her what her body count was. She said 60.
Ooh. And now, that's low. That's low, people.
Go watch it. And when she said it, y'all ought to see my face on the camera. I said, what the fuck? You said what?
Hey, black man.
60 and she's 28 years old.
28.
Wow.
That's fairly high. But black man, hear me out.
What the fuck?
You see how angry these dudes are. This dude is 28, 31, already miserable. What do you think the next batch in 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know how many men do you know right now, or do you believe they're only one trauma away? And you know all the women ain't nothing but walking trauma. Oh, and what do you think's gonna happen to the already broken, damaged? They get greased one more time.
Yeah,
that's what you go up to see.
Well, you got to remember that things implode. It never stays the same. There's never a wave that stays the same.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's something we're missing. Something we're missing. But give me 1 second. No, I think everyone's missing this real point here, right? The world has definitely changed. A young woman came on TV in front of the public and said, I had 60 men.
Yeah.
And she's thinking I'm good. Why? Because the women she rolled with probably got 3 times that number.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, men in North America will only have 7 sexual partners in their lifetime. These same women will run out here and say men ain't shit.
Yep.
Why? Because they're all smashing the top tier guys. All feminism has done in this country is giving all the leverage to the top tier dudes. I was watching Myron Gaines. He was on a grill with Cheyenne Reynolds, right? Everyone's reacting to it. It's like the biggest thing in the manosphere and everything on YouTube right now, right? Mm-hmm. During that interview at one point, because Myron is like the boogeyman. He's like the worst misogynist, this, that, and the third, because he fully advocates for men to be the best man they can be. Get out here. If you want women to holler at you, you need to get yourself into the top 20%. Don't get out the fucking basement. Quit being a loser, right? But he's also the same guy was like, if you're fat, whether you're female or male, it doesn't matter. That's your fault, right? So, but he gets, he's misogynistic. That's the guy that's like, oh, punish her bad behavior, da-da-da. Anyway, he's talking to Cheyenne. Because she's talking about body count. He said, listen, do you want to be a hoe? And she's like, no, I don't want to be a hoe. So why are you defending hoes? That's the world we're in right now. We're defending women who my thing is this, ladies, if you want to go out there and you want to smash 1,000 dudes or 10,000 dudes, do it. Just keep that shit in the closet because there are repercussions to your actions. That's all we're saying. And guess what?
But DL, right? Like I said, back in the day, that was shameful. Today, it's encouraged. You know how men used to say, hey, I hit about 10 of them last week. You be like, oh, my boy. Right now,
and he was lying.
Girl, and he was lying.
Girl,
right, and he was lying.
Right, he was lying. But girl, Curve Dick Roosevelt fucked me. Then I went over there and got Raw Dick Ronnie, and then I went over there and got Sick Dick Willie, and so now the women are saying, girl, let me show you a dick pic. Hold on. Like it's celebrated.
Gotcha. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to final thoughts. And please keep your thoughts relevant to the subject matter of tonight. How we ended up on women and this and the third, I have no clue.
Because women are so beautiful. Oh my God.
Queen Smiley is beautiful. Look at this.
Yes, she is. Shut up. Now, Queen Smiley. Look at it. There it is. Look at that smile.
Oh,
Queen Smiley, please.
And tomorrow when she go to work, this how it's gonna be.
And I'm quite sure the Queen Smiley's guy will promptly tune his ass up.
What's
now,
his name,
Queen
JP?
Smiley.
Deron.
Anyway, without further ado, Queen Smiley, please help me untangle this web of shit, and give us your final thoughts.
Look out your window, Mandrell. Look out your window.
No, thank you.
There'll
be none of that.
Shout out to the panel, Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu. I truly appreciate having this conversation, the tenets of manhood, and I think it's a conversation that I like the fact that you say this is a series, so you'll continue to build upon these conversations, because I don't think there's a lot of teaching that's being done out here. I was having a conversation with my guy the other day, and we were talking about pastors who teach versus pastors who preach. You know, and there's a big difference when you're listening to conversations and you're watching videos and you're trying to study and, you know, get somewhere in life, and all you're hearing is the dust, right? So what substance is coming out of these conversations? And so thank you for providing some substance. So yeah, I think the tenets that you shared were awesome tools for you know, some of these individuals and young men that one day can hear one of these conversations without us getting into a web of shit, and they can take these conversations and use them without listening to the extra. So
can you sing a little bit of the Dustosphere for us, please?
Shushu gonna do it. Shushu gonna do it on her way out.
Okay. Unlikely, but anyway, thank you very much, Queen Smiley, for joining us on the panel.
Out of the Dustosphere.
There we go. There it is. Thank you, the beautiful Queen Smiley, ladies and gentlemen. And that was the beautiful Queen Smiley who just left us. Now the masculine West. Thank you for coming, West, man. I mean, I love it when you come and offer us your insight. Appreciate it, man. What you got for us?
Wes, are you airborne? Wait, Wes, were you airborne when you were in the military? Were you airborne?
No.
You were in the military though, Wes? What branch?
I was in the Marines for 13 years. Now I'm in the Army Reserve.
Oh, go to airborne school then, man. Damn, what are you waiting for?
No. I like the ground.
Okay. Fair enough. I was airborne and Halo.
Well, thank you for your service.
Who jumps out of a perfectly good airplane?
I do.
Yeah, you're crazy. Everybody sees that.
Okay, fair enough. You got me on that one. What you got for us, Wes?
Thanks for having me on. I really enjoy the public square that you're creating on YouTube, because it's where people need to have conversations, where people need to see that it's okay to have a conversation where people disagree.
Right. Yeah.
And that we can still have a lot of fun.
Right.
But my final thought on the conversation was several weeks ago, I was on a panel. Some woman was trying to say that men's sexual value don't have much sexual value because she can just get on the internet and suddenly 1,000 guys will be at her doorstep or something. And I'm like, yeah, dogs will always fight for scraps.
Yeah.
So all these women out there getting run, all these people out there getting run through, they're never going to find happiness that way. They're only going to find, it's just a drug. Anytime you've seen somebody on alcohol and they just ruin their life consistently, the longer they live on alcohol. These people going out there and doing that, getting high body counts, they're ruining themselves. They just haven't figured it out yet.
Right.
That's what's up. Hey, Wes, as a Marine, are you religious? As a Marine, are you religious?
As a Marine?
Yeah, are you religious?
Well, yeah, Marine Corps is my religion. You didn't know that?
This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
I know that. That's that Marine Corps prayer. That's that Marine. All Marines know that prayer.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Wes. Thank you for coming up. Like I said, you're welcome anytime, man. Anytime.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
We haven't forgot about your super chat. We're gonna do it in a second.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Slick Willie. Dusto.
Curve Dick Roosevelt.
Whatever.
Y'all ain't
You know what? That makes me mad.
Yeah, that's the face you're making right now. So.
Now, here's the deal. Theo saying is right. Get into the top 20%.
Yes.
If you're not in the top 20%, be followed. I won't say names, but I see some people who come in this space that are not there, that know how to actually listen and focus and ask the right questions. 3 years, you're going to see some people creep into that top 10, 20%. Then there's the rest of them.
Look at the screen.
Best. Oh, Marcus.
Devil dog.
Unfortunately, we got some of those who are not going to get into the top 10% hot. No. People who are winning know what losers sound and smell like. People who are winning know what winners sound and smell like. Women who are winning and women who want to be wise and want to, they know. Let's not play games like we don't know who you are. Mm-hmm. As men, women, whatever, people know. Them soft feminine, it ain't but 6 of them left. Let's be real. Them soft feminine women that people actually want to go and marry. Those women see you coming a mile away with your dust, talking that stuff. The answer is going to be no. That's all I got. Stop pretending you're something that you're not.
Dusto,
do work and be
one thing. Dusto, before you leave,
one of the tenants.
Do one thing for me, Dusto.
What's up?
Go down your list and tell us what group of people said no. We told them to do this and they said no. Could you tell us who those people are?
There's these women. There were some actually soft, feminine, beautiful women. Then we got these wigified 300-pound pig-nocerous buzzards with 4 kids, holding one kid and the other one on a stroller. Stroller got 2 wheels on it, broke to the kid fell. We asked these women to do better, and they just said no. So what happened? Me and the Trolluminati are coming for that, I guess. And these women, instead of securing their box and protecting their vagina, they want to run out in the streets. Yeah, girl. And they're getting stuck, bent over, tossed around, ubered, smashed, drilled, clobbered, ravaged, and savaged. Leaving crime scenes in bedrooms. One drawer hanging up there, one vagina wall. You go into the vagina, it's a sign that says next wall, 2 miles. There's a Have You Seen Her? When they made the song Have You Seen Her, they were talking about her other wall. They were talking about her hymen.
Just though, I said earlier today, having sex with some of these women is like throwing a hot dog down the hallway.
Ooh.
Yeah, when dudes are doing backflips, landing in the vagina, climbing out of there.
Oh my God.
When the vagina when it's a rental storage unit, can't nobody make you happy. Oh, it's these men just ain't putting no wood.
They ain't big enough, man. Can't nobody sew on an airplane till they big enough.
Man, I tried to use my leg. That's all I got.
All right, thank you very much, Dusto. Thank you for coming up.
Oh my God.
All right, now next we got
Dusto crazy.
Pocket Watching with JT. And
Wait a minute, I got it for you. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like
He gone. He left.
Hold up.
Boy, I swear to God, boy, if you would have hit that dance, boy, I would have filled out this bitch. That's just hilarious.
Thank you. Pocket Watching with JT. No, that ain't you. Just regular JT from Detroit, of all places.
Did you say Pocket Watching? What are we talking about, man?
Anyway, Detroit, JT from Detroit, of all places.
No.
How's RoboCop?
How about them Lions?
Yeah, how about the Lions?
I'd rather talk about the Lions.
Anyway, we're not.
How about them Lions, Mandrell?
No, we're talking about the Tenets of Manhood tonight. You didn't hear all of it like an asshole.
Yeah.
You missed it. So, anyway, what say you to the list I gave and the explanations I gave of them? This is educational. This is an educational show, and that's what I strive for because none of you niggas are smart enough to teach anybody anything. So I guess it's left to me. So what do you say, JT, about what was said tonight?
Man syndrome is for real, boy.
I feel for you, sis. I
do.
Oh,
how you grow up with that?
How?
That's why she moved to New York, man.
She worked it out. She like, sister, gonna work it out.
Oh,
Work it out.
Listen, all I know is if you on the roof, you can't be on the porch. Okay,
That's on the porch, and dogs can't walk on the sidewalk.
All I know is this.
I should have fucked you up, but I let you walk away, and I let you come get yourself together. But bitch, I'm gonna let you know if you ever pull that shit on me again, that will be your last motherfucking day standing. I promise you that.
How you get your voice so deep in that shit? Goddamn, girl.
Oh man! All right, let me reel it back in. Let me gather my bearings.
Oh my God!
Get your bearings. Get your shit together.
So listen, yeah, that list that you gave, bro, that was like a list that we had. That was pretty much principles that we had to go by in PODC. I remember when I was going for my E5, and yeah, that was the principles that we had to deal with that. So
that's a leadership course to all you people who are not in the military. You gotta tell them.
Yeah,
you
preliminary.
like they know what it is.
What is it? Preliminary leadership development course.
Yes.
So yeah, that's basically what it was. Let me be 100% transparent and honest. I was fucking with Hink, so I was trying to juggle both of my people on here.
Exactly.
And, I don't have a whole lot to add.
You can fuck right off now. Thank you for coming, JT. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming out and having fun.
You can follow me at What We Know Podcast. Tomorrow we will be doing the show. Me and my boy Rob. And I love everybody on here. And again, if you don't try to get things in order, they will be disordered.
Right.
And Mandrell said, because there's no, if the tire is flat, that means there ain't no air in it.
And always cross in the green, never in between.
Please forgive me.
Let me close out with my man Desto. Stop doing stuff, because if you don't stop doing stuff, stuff gonna get done to you. So keep stuff where stuff is supposed to be, and stop doing stuff and stuff.
Oh, that's nasty.
Thank you, JT.
Oh my God,
dumbass.
Yes, very much so. Now, thank you very much. Now, next up, we got the Nigerian Ninja. Yes, Black David was blessed with Mother Nature.
I'll get one to animate that video for me. You see me come out.
I'll get to that. Animate that video.
How about not do it? That ain't me.
That ain't me. Now, Black David, since you were born with Mother Nature's natural night camo, okay? So, you understand about a stealth at night, but you know when the sun shines on everybody, we can see you. Okay, what do you think of the list of the first list of the tenets of manhood that we've gone over thus far?
Andrew, say it again.
What? That he was blessed with Mother Nature's natural night camo?
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Hey, I'm saying, wait.
But it's a true story. When I was in high school in my country, you know what my nickname was?
Oh my God.
What?
Don't call me Shadow in junior high school.
I'm trying to tell you, boy.
Because once you turn on the light, you cannot find me. But I can find you.
Oh, my head hurts so bad right now.
Yes, sir.
You know what? That makes me mad.
It sure does.
Oh my God.
It sure does, Droopy.
It's a blessing to play in the dark. So,
Surprise, motherfucker.
When you take out your victim, they won't see you coming.
Yeah, Mother Nature's natural night camo, Marcus. But anyway, yes. So, what do you think of the list and the topic of the night? What do you think was said? What was not said? What do you think?
It's universal because they teach the same thing back in our country in a different way. They don't have no time for softies. Either you're toughened or you get kicked out. That's why I do the same with my son and my daughter. I do them bear hug when they come in from school. Let them feel a little pain to them that they need to get toughened up.
Damn.
Sometimes put on both at the same arm. I have my son here, my daughter here. Give them a nice tough squeeze to the eyes don't feel like popping out. Let them know. Yeah, daddy is scary. If they want to mess with you, let them know. My dad will come and get you. He will blend in the dark and get you. Right. So be prepared. Sleep with one eye open or both eye open.
Houston, we have a problem.
All right, thank you, Canadian boy, and shout out the channel. Shout out where can people find you?
You can find me at CBN Tech Talk on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook,
Instagram, LinkedIn,
and Fanbase. I'm also on Fanbase.
Okay, so that's Instagram, LinkedIn, and Fanbase.
Hey, Mandrell.
Black man.
Huh?
Black man. Really? Really?
It's
really?
Rhinoceros sausage. Man, Black David is selling selling rhinoceros sausage $2 for $1, everybody. Just so you know.
Every time I come to the show, they always got jokes. Don't worry.
Gotcha. I apologize for the jokes, Black David.
Behind you, your studio setup like this.
The Canadian boy, Nigerian, everybody. I try to make this a safe environment for you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
I'll have my ninja out there.
Oh my God.
No problem. Like now, next up, you got DL Saint.
Oh, I can't breathe.
Man, I swear to God, something wrong with y'all, man. I
Rhinoceros
just don't know. So I can't get over it. Black Man Unfiltered needs to record that laugh. I gotta have that on my soundboard. I need to be able to hit a button and get that laugh. Say it again, man. Jay. That shit's so funny, bro.
Oh
that
my
shit's
God.
so funny. And
Man,
look,
Mandrell couldn't read it though. That shit was funny, bro. Go ahead.
As I was reading, I couldn't get through it. That shit was funny.
Laughing, bro.
Like damn.
I swear. And poor Shoo, like that's her brother. I'm pretty sure she had to like talk to the counselor, and they were like talking about Mandrell, and they're like, so they just asking her all kind of questions, and all she could say was probably this.
It'll be like this one time at band camp.
That's all she would answer. They would ask all kind of shit.
Shoo, somebody in the Facebook group said, "Man, you need to have a laugh off them son of a bitches."
Oh yeah,
Yeah, y'all need to laugh off. Yo, let me get to my final thoughts. Let me get to my final thoughts. This shit was amazing. All right, great topic. I can't wait for you to do it again. Hell, Mandrell, we might have to pull this over to my platform and do this and have the same thing because the topic needs to be talked about. Here's the thing, y'all, and just all seriousness, man. Fire fucking list, bro. Men in our society must learn to push through pain. Period. That's what it is to be a fucking man. I'm sorry, ladies. If you want to push through pain, fine. Y'all have kids. You know what I mean? We'll never know that kind of fucking pain. All right. So men need to learn how to deal with the pain, push through it. If you're on the baseball field and you get hit by a pitch, right? You don't go crying to your mama. You go to first base. If you are on a football field, right, and somebody cleans your clock, right, and if the doctors clear you to go back out there, then you go back out there and fucking play. If you're on a battlefield, right, and part of you got like your eye is missing, or one of your fingers gets shot off, or a piece of your leg is gone, you still have a mission. You still have responsibility.
You still got to fight.
Your weapon. You
still got to fight.
You man your weapon. Yes, you man your weapon and you do your fucking job. Men need to learn this. We have a very soft society right now, and here's the thing: men are too fucking weak. Weakness begets weakness. Our society is weak. I'm not saying it's this person's fault or that gender's fault or the other. I'm not. I'm simply saying we have an epidemic of weak fucking men. I can't wait to get in the back chat so y'all can hear what Galloway said, because there's like, you need to hear this shit. And here's another thing. Everyone's talking about toxic masculinity. All these people out here, these women, everybody's talking about toxic masculinity, right? Toxic masculinity is needed. How the hell you think America got here? Toxic masculinity is needed. right? If there wasn't a such thing as toxic masculinity, all of Ukrainians would be belong to Russia right now, right? Toxic masculinity is a thing. You know what I mean? It has to be a thing. I'm sorry, y'all. We need to toughen up our fucking men, period. We need to. All right? So I just wanted to get those out there.
Can you read that for us, please, before you get out of here, DL Saint?
Black David is selling giraffe knuckles 3 for $150. Man, you are so wrong. But can I get 3 of those, bro? Can I get 3 of those? I mean, and here's the thing. And I'm about to go and I'm taking my sounds with me, but there's one button I haven't pushed all night, and Mandrell wants me to push this button, so I'm going to go ahead and push it. Brother Mandrell, you ready?
Mm-hmm. Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
When Mandrell says that to you, run the fuck away. Don't join the Sith, run away. Yo, thanks for having me on. Y'all can catch me on YouTube. DL Saint, I Really Want to Know podcast. I also have a political podcast on the same platform. It's called Downrange Podcast, when we talk about nothing but politics. DL Saint, I Really Want to Know. I'm talking about everything from red pill to AI to space and like what's going on with shoot, man. I've been drinking this tequila. What is it? James Webb Space Telescope. Right?
Oh, yeah, I love that. That thing's fantastic, man.
It's absolutely fantastic, but did we open up Pandora's box? Because we're looking at what's going on, and I think NASA has figured out we only have about 10,000 years to go. I think they looked out there and saw so far back, they were like, oh, shit, we fucked. Here come the aliens, whatever, but I talk about that as well. I talk about everything on that platform. Thanks for having me. Thanks for always welcoming me and showing me love. Shout out to What We Know podcast. Shout out to Hank in the Basement. Shout out to Black Man Unfiltered. Shout out to Suzette Speaks. I wouldn't have found y'all if it weren't for Suzette Speaks. I saw Black Man on Suzette Speaks, and that's what brought me over here.
You saw me over there. I met you over there too.
Yes, you and Mandrell and Shoe. Shout out to her. Shout out to Fresh and Fit and the Manosphere. You know what I mean? That's right. I claim them. Whatever. Come see me. You know what I mean? So, and shout out to DL Saying I Really Want to Know podcast. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. I'll be in the back. Peace.
Later.
You know what DL sounds like? It reminds me of when he says that. He sounds like that little midget on Family Guy. Yeah, I did it. Big whoop. Want to fight about it?
Oh, terrible. Terrible.
A Black Man Unfiltered, as I know you're cognitively challenged at times, but you are muted, sir, so we can't hear a word you're saying.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, I was saying shout out to Suzette Speaks. She was on Roland Martin today.
She's gonna be on there. Yeah, she's gonna be on there every Wednesday.
Yeah, that's so
she's a regular there now. Yeah,
that was real good. Man, bro, if you guys are hungry, listen to me.
Oh Lord.
2 for $1 rhinoceros sausage. If you want giraffe knuckles, it's 3 for $150. He has one more thing here. He has goat cheeks, which are ghost ass cheeks. He have them. They're sauteed.
I'm not laughing at that, man. Get out of here. Bye. Thank you for coming out, Black Man Unfiltered. We appreciate you giving us a stage on the platform. We appreciate it.
Mandrell,
listen,
listen, man, they're soaked in chicken milk. And,
chicken milk.
And they're goat ass cheeks. So if you guys want, he's selling those 2 for $10. And so if you guys want any of those, you definitely can get those.
And they cheat.
Yeah. So the police officer, and he did not tell you guys that he got shot at by the police, and the bullet came back and asked the police officer for a flashlight. So he is nature's
natural. He's got another Mother Nature's natural night camo.
Yes, the best part of waking up is giraffe knuckles by your cup.
What are knuckles though? What are knuckles though?
I think Black David said the root of the knuckles or the tendon between the knuckles.
But okay, but why though?
He says a natural Viagra or something. He said, I don't know.
An aphrodisiac.
Yeah, he said if you suck the knuckles, it give you a hard on or something.
Well, I gotta suck the knuckles.
Yeah,
that don't even sound attractive. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that, man.
Sucking knuckles, and then so yeah, so he's selling gorilla sperm. We'll talk about that later.
Gorilla what? Gorilla what?
Gorilla sperm, but we'll talk about that later.
And what you supposed to do with that?
Damn it, big
Yeah, he left right when I have a question. Ain't that a bitch? What you supposed to do with that? Now, here's the thing. I've been, I was told by some new acquaintances I have now. They think that I'm manosphere, and I told them I'm not manosphere. I'm not even red pill. Okay, I've been told by the black pillers that I'm black pill. I don't even know what that means. You know what I'm saying? But what do you think of the first episode in a series of Manhood? Because this is my first attempt to teach people. Hey, listen, these are the tenets of manhood. Work towards this, practice these things and make them habit. What do you think? What do you think of tonight's episode? Needed, not needed, agree, disagree, hate my guts, what?
Well, first and foremost, I gotta hurry up because the folks coming after me. Y'all know.
Yeah, I hear them people's out there.
But so yeah. Look at you. So I think you did a great job. This is a conversation that definitely needs to be had more often. And it's like, I looked up online, like, what is masculinity, what is femininity, and basically what defines masculinity or femininity is it's defined by the society. Society decides what is masculine and what is feminine. And in American society today, because we try and accommodate in everybody's feelings and everything, it has actually, it's washed away what masculinity is and what it means to be a man. And also a lot of just some of the dysfunction, not some of the dysfunction, a lot of the dysfunction in our communities have taken away and knocked out masculinity also. So it's something that does need to be talked about. It does need to be redefined, especially because you have so many young men out here who are looking for a direction that they haven't had an example. They haven't had any, proper guidance or anything. So they're just out here winging it. Don't really know what it remotely means to be masculine. The definition of what masculine is, there really isn't one in today's
Yes, there is.
society.
The definition is me. What do you mean there's no definition? The rest of these, listen.
Well, long story short, I think it was a great discussion. And, I will say this, for any guy, anybody out there, any young man out there who is looking for guidance, find you a mentor or, do your research, look into things. First of all, decide what kind of man you want to be, what your goals are in life, what do you want to do, who you want to be, and then seek out the tools necessary to become that person.
That's one of the tenets. I was going to get into that in the next episode. Master yourself. You're not going anywhere until you know who you are. You're not going anywhere. You have to decide on the type of person you want to be first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's going to be on another episode. So yeah.
Another great show, Mandrell.
Thank
y'all so much for tuning in. Everybody in the chat, thank y'all. I'm not messing with you, black man. He said Black David is selling lion hormones for $1,000. Listen. Thank y'all for thanks to you to all the panelists for coming up.
I'm not even going to ask him where he got that from either. The hormones.
Thank y'all for the laughs. We definitely appreciate it. And last thing I want to say real quick. If you or someone is in crisis, that your outlook on life isn't the best right now, you need to reach out to somebody and get some help.
Yeah, because the thing is, you knew that guy. And, TJ Randolph did a show on him today.
It's a little different when you
know the person.
Know that person. So but please, y'all, just get some help if you need it. You really, really do. There's no shame in that. And with that being said, y'all make sure y'all tune in next Wednesday for another episode of Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu.
Are we gonna be here next week?
I think so, yeah. Anyhow, also, check out Shushu YouTube page. I do a whole lot of other like clowning and stuff like that. I have like bunch of funny stuff up there too. And other clips from this panel as well as other panels that I'm on.
I should have fucked you up, but I let you walk.
All right.
Yeah, she does a lot of stuff like that, y'all. She does a lot of stuff like that, yeah.
Right.
I should have.
Y'all come check me.
Girl, it's on fire.
Oh, I'm sorry.
By the way, for everyone who I brought to this channel to come watch this, you're probably watching in a later episode another time. I'm not the one doing that. The cut scene and all that. So that last one, I didn't do that. We had. Hey, what? Hey, I like Boosie. I'm a fan. But listen, yeah, I'm not the one doing that. So we actually do have a producer back, behind the scenes doing all this. So, yeah.
But until next time, y'all, join us again next week. We appreciate y'all. Have a good week. Peace.
Latest.